Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Just absolute. These competitors here, really nice move. Blake Delaney has to move out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome back to SRW TV. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Warren and Brown Tools. This is round 7 of season 4 here in 2023 of your Simrigs.com V8 Supercars Am Series. Tonight we come to you from Road America for our second and final top 10 shootout of the season, followed by a 80 minutes enduro. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and joining me in the comms box this evening is Thomas Preach Riley. Good evening, mate, and Road America.
Good evening, mate. Good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. Round 7 of our Simrigs Supercars Amateur Series, coming to you from Road America, one of the underrated tracks, in my opinion, from the United States. Well known for its historical racing, all the way from IMSA and a couple of forays from NASCAR a couple of years ago, which was very exciting indeed. There was lots of action, especially in that second half, the northern part of the track. 6.4 kilometers, so I think it might actually be our longest track on the calendar this season. Very much looking forward to what is the 80-minute race with the top 10 shootout this evening, as goes the enduro format.
Definitely, mate. Top 10s have definitely, I think we've cut them down this season to make it a little bit more exciting. And I tell you what, it's definitely done that. The first top 10 shootout, especially at Bathurst, was an absolute cracker. So one Australian track top 10 shootout, one American top 10 shootout. We have a lot of drivers out here this evening, looking like 34 registered in the session right now. They are just running some practice laps. But, mate, I tell you what, this series is going to come down to the absolute wire. We'll just talk about the top 10 in the points right now. So, Matt Whitaker. Oh, my
gosh, how tight is it?
I know, man. This is what I mean. This is going to come down to the wire. And it's still anybody's game with 4 full rounds left to go. So, Matt Whitaker from Fishy Motorsports sitting on 1,001 points. You can't take it away from Liam Tipping from the JT Race on Oz team with 996 points. And they're just in behind him, Jamie Davis, 995 points. So that's your top 3, all within 6 points of each other. Darren Crosby sits in 4th, 956 points. So, mate, the whole top 4 could flip on its head by the end of tonight.
Well, unfortunately, Darren Crosby isn't here tonight.
That's right. He did message us in the Discord.
Racing,
yeah, he's got a family thing on. Who picks family over racing? Like, come on.
Cringe. No, it's so incredibly tight throughout the field at the moment. We're looking at, what's that? 7 points splitting first to third, and then not too far away is Darren Crosby from M1 Racing. It's all to play for. There's a lot going on in the season, lots of storylines that we'll try and bring you up to date with if you haven't joined us so far in the series. We've only got this race plus 2 more, and there's still so much that can happen in those next couple of races that no one can pick a winner. No one can pick a champion yet.
It's too close.
Tonight will go a long way in deciding who's got the upper hand. But we won't know until everyone crosses the line, the checkered flag falls on what has been an outstanding season and an outstanding year for the AMs. We still won't know until that last race at Chicago.
Yeah, 100%. Just want to quickly run through the rest of the points in our top 10. Peter Vanderkran on 870 in 5th. Dylan DeBono in 6th on 856 points. Jace Douglas on 787 points, sitting in 7th. Mitchell Muller on 758 points in 8th. Petar Pavlovich, 710 points in 9th. And Travis Daly winding out our top 10 in the championship points on 689. So, again, so many points to be offered in an enduro race that this whole table of especially our top 10 could get completely changed by the end of tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. there's so many points on offer tonight, but they're also, as with all the point structures for all of the rounds, every position is worth a certain number of points, and I think it's 6 points for an enduro race. So each spot you gain is 6 points to the better in your championship fight.
Yes, that is correct, mate. We have headed out into our Racecraft Simulations qualifying session. Huge shout out to John and the team at Racecraft Simulations. And the times are starting to flow in. It does look like everybody's been out and got their out lap in. Looks like we will be coming through to the start of our first laps. Oh, I did see a car around there, maybe a bit slippery. What's the weather looking like this evening? Nice cool track, 25 degrees Celsius. So that'll be interesting to see if that comes up or down as the night goes on. But keep an eye on those times down the bottom as everybody is starting to get sectors lighting up in green right now.
Well, that'll just be people finishing their laps. Of course, the sectors around here, we've got 6 of them, given the length of the track, playing its part in that. Bit of drafting going on here. Hopefully that doesn't impede Mitch Muller's lap at the number 5 car from Performance Sim Racing. Gets heavy on the brakes and unfortunately is getting too close to the car in front. It's a tough game. You're trying to use the draft around a lot of these long straights, but at the same time, you're also trying to maximize your lap time. So
yeah, it's definitely hard when there's so many cars on track. Oh, as we jump on board with Jace Douglas, was looking like a really good time there. Couple of purples, gets it in a bit late and just slides off the edge of the track. Will cop a return to the start-finish line and try again. Is it just me and nobody's got a time in yet?
I mean, it is a 2:07 lap.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking that it was much quicker, but there we go. Mr. Scotty Rattler Van Loon will get the first time in, but is getting pumped down. Down he goes into third with Peter Van der Kraan for Angry Birds Racing. Sitting in provisional P1 right now. Came through with a 206.40. Mark Horton, 206.70. Jamie Davis from the AutoServe team. He has been putting on an excellent display of driving. Came late to the series, but he is definitely going to be one of those ones that are fighting for that top spot towards the end. Just set a 206.13.
Of course, he had an off week last week at Sandown. He'll be frustrated, but he knows that he's still in that championship fight and that one race can turn it all around, and he'll be looking to try and capitalise tonight with now setting that 2 minutes 6.1. Some drivers who still haven't been able to get close to that time. Of note, to me, include Dylan DeBono, who still hasn't set a lap time. Matt Whitaker neither. Stephen Kennedy has also been fast in that M1 racing car, so he's got some time to find. Just looking at some of the sectors that are out there at the moment, Dylan DeBono looks like he's on a good start to his lap. Jason Douglas had a good start to the lap, can't quite wrap it up as well as he would have liked. Dylan DeBono coming through the sweeper now to get himself set up for this run down this back straight. A short little run to the kink and then along the long back straight. Bit of a curve to the left all the way down. In these cars, it is just a little bit of a fan of the throttle, a little bit of the brake just to get the nose tucked into that kink. Starts warming up his tyres now, getting ready for his first representative lap time.
Car 36 is coming around. That's Joe Marnie. You want to jump on board and see how Joe tackles Road America.
So pulling up all the way to the top of 6th gear, heavy on the brakes, gets it down to 3rd gear, tucks it in nicely, uses all the inside curb. Nice early on the power, just has to catch the rear a little bit. Fans his way in towards turn 3 effectively. And then as all good American tracks, this is 3A, this little kink under the bridge. down into this difficult braking zone for turn 4. It's unsided, your braking point. Track falls away from you, and then it is very flat on the middle part of the corner. And you come up the hill under the Corvette bridge. Second gear. Gets on the loud pedal nice and early. Pulls fourth to just manage the rotation of the car. Nice sound of brakes. The corner sort of feels like it tightens on exit as you come back under the Speedville bridge. Round the sweeper. Just maintaining corner speed. Lets the car run out wide, then tucks it back in for that inside curb. Nice and early on the throttle. Through this kink onto the back straight now. Just has to be very patient on the throttle. So we're going to get a decent lap time here for Joe. His sectors look good. Second gear corner now. This little sequence of corners here is very difficult. Lots of unsided apexes. And this corner just continues to tighten all the way around. Short shifts to third. Just lights up the rear tyres a little bit too much. It's got 3 green sectors. Comes across the stripe now to set his representative lap time. And it is enough for P3 on a 2 minute 6.485. Still 3 tenths away from what Jamie Davis could manage. Matt Whitaker has finished his lap, but that's still an invalid lap time for him, although that might have been an out lap. So we might be seeing him now start to set a lap time. Let's get one in. Scotty Rattler's got a purple in the 5th sector. Might have been getting a little bit of draft assistance as he come across the line. Is good enough to jump up to P2. 2 minutes 6.331. Tries to bail out, get himself off track. So he can jump back to pits and have at least a couple more attempts at these lap times. Of course, with about a 2 minute 30 out lap. If you're looking after your tyres somewhat. Cowie, I think, might have had a bit of an off track then.
He's sitting up in provisional P6 though, so he's got himself up into that top 10 shootout. Don't forget, viewers, that it is another top 10 shootout here tonight. So right now the benchmark sits with Mick Clifton on a 207.15 is where you're aiming to be to try and get yourself into that top 10 shootout. Simon Haynes is just sitting behind him on a 207.18, so absolutely nothing in it. So
Jamie Davis, his lap time, his top time's looking very good here. 3 greens and a purple in there for him.
We missed Vanderkran getting into the 5s, mate.
Oh my gosh.
205.97.
Is Jamie Davis going to join him?
Let's see.
Oh, if you don't mind. 2 minute 5.782. Puts himself another 2 tenths clear of Peter Vanderkran.
Good battle up the top there for times here in this qualifying session.
Yeah, Cowie's sitting on the 6.9 at the moment. He's sort of the edge of the bubble. You've got the 2 drivers that are in the 5s, and then in the mid 3s are Rattler, Marnie, and Mark Horton. Cowie on the mid 6s, and Matt Whitaker gets himself in there. So, and Liam Tipping follows suit. So now we're getting a bit of a spread across the top 10. Very tight from Cowan, Byrne, Nazazka, Daly, Weston, Clifton, and Haynes. All of those drivers split by less than 2 tenths of a second at the moment. So this the top end of the bottom end of the top 10 is going to be very, very tight indeed. 11 and a bit, almost 12 minutes through this session. Drivers, if they haven't started the lap yet or haven't left the pits, they won't just get around to start a lap. Of course, with a top 10 shootout format, we just have a practice and qualifying session, so you're able to finish your qualifying lap before we get into the shootout itself.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting night. I don't believe I've seen a top 10 shootout at Road America. It's it's quite a deceiving little track until you ride on board like we did with Marnie just before. Really, it's quite a lot of off-putting corners as you come towards them. So I think it's going to be one of those nights where our drivers are going to nail this top 10 shootout, or we might see a lot coming through without setting times. So only one way to find out with the final couple of minutes of our Racecraft Simulations qualifying session underway. Jason Douglas wanting to get up there. Does have 4 green sectors, sitting in provisional P17. So he is, at this moment, should go better than what he has done. Let's see if it's going to be enough here. Move the line. He goes up into P4 from P17 to P4. Cracking lap from Douglas. That drops Sean Smith out of that top 10. Now Ty Byrne is holding on to that last spot. Keep an eye on those times down the bottom as we are looking for lots of greens lighting up. And what a lap from Jason Douglas. This is going to be an absolute cracker top 10. Thank you everybody for joining us this evening. Already had a bunch of you chime in. Brad says, let's go Jamie and Josh. Ty Delaney out there. Let's go Witsy. Darian says, let's go the auto serve boys. Rick Vigor says, when does next season registration open? Boys have missed being there this season, mate. We are finalising the track choices and layouts and race setups. So as in if it's going to be a sprint or enduro, etc., mate. So please keep an eye on our socials in the Discord. And I tell you what, as soon as they are released, mate, we will be spruiking them all over. As De Bono now jumps into third. That drops Ty Byrne out of the top 10. Andrew Cowan is the last one holding on. What a cracking lap there from De Bono from the Velocity Sim Labs team. Yes, we will be speaking all about the next season. As soon as we have registrations open, mate, all of you will be the first to know. Ray Douglas, thanks for joining us again tonight, mate. He says, thank God you're back, ShiBBy. Oh, man, Ray really likes me. We were outvoted in the Ford family last Sunday, although we won the race. So fair enough. Fair enough. Brad Clayton says, good luck, PSR drivers. Harry Dodds joins us and says, drafts central this joint, mate. Well, let's hope that makes for some exciting racing. Andrew Cowan putting in a last-ditch effort here. He will get the time to run this lap. Let's see if he can actually cement him spot, because look at John Gallen. John Gallen is starting to light up some greens as well. How are we coming over the start-finish line? Will he go better? He will. Puts himself up into provisional P7. Great finish there. So John Gallen in P19 for the Pelican Esports Racing team.
Also known as Pacific Esports Racing.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Pacific Esports. I knew they had another team name. Will he go better? He does, but only enough to get him up one more spot. So that's where he will stay as we move on through to the top 10 qualifying. Top 10 shootout, sorry. Whitaker again goes faster. So these lads up the top definitely have more time to put in. It's going to be very interesting to see just how much more. As Jamie Davis has got a purple and a green.
He's bailed out of it.
Pulled out of it. Wonder if he doesn't realise he gets the whole lap. He gets to finish it.
Oh, no. What's he going to do? Just slam it on the opposition? Go even faster than he's 5.7.
Mate, I'd love to see it, honestly.
Save it for the shootout, mate. Liam Tipping here, he's
just in 10th.
He's safe.
Yeah,
he's safe in 10th, but he's trying to advance his position in the shootout.
Wouldn't it be... Oh, I don't know. I'd stick myself in 10th and go out first. We've spoken to a lot of drivers about this. Sitting there and waiting through all the drivers, and then especially if you qualified first and being the last to go out, like it's nerve-wracking. You're sitting there waiting.
Got a couple of green sectors. So 3 greens on this lap alone. Must have been an invalid lap because unfortunately you can't better from that P10. So our top 10 is settled. it is going to be Liam Tipping will be the first car out, but Jamie Davis takes out the provisional pole here, ready for our top 10 shootout on a 2-minute 5.78. Peter van der Kraan will be the 9th car out. So in reverse order, overall, in the cars that will lead us through the shootout, it'll be Liam Tipping out first, followed by Mark Horton. Andrew Cowan getting himself into the top 10, which is a great performance for him. Jason Douglas will be the 4th car out, followed by Matt Whitaker. Joe Marnie, Scotty Rattler Van Loon throwing himself up there, hoping for a better performance for all of the Quantum Pecky's performance lads tonight. Dylan DeBono, Peter van der Kraan, and as I said, Jamie Davis will be the last car out to set the grid for the top 10. From 11th onwards, Ty Byrne just misses out. It's a 2-minute 6.96 compared to Liam Tipping's 2-minute 6.8. So it will be Ty Byrne in 11th, and everyone else from there on is as per that qualifying session. They'll take a little bit of a breather now, give themselves a chance to get themselves ready for what is to come of that 80-minute enduro race.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracking race tonight. 80 minutes around Road America. Gosh, I wish I could choose a poll with multiple options. I'd like to see what you guys think about the safety cars tonight. I feel like you need to get your votes in. I'm running out of poll ideas. So if anybody's got an idea for a poll that you guys want to get involved in, throw a question in there and I'll stick it up as a poll because, of course, we love getting all you viewers behind the broadcast here on SRW TV. It is you guys that are carrying us all the way towards our 1,000 subscribers. We have now hit 934 thanks to all you absolute legends out there. So thank you so much. But what's your thoughts on safety cars tonight, mate?
I think we might see 2.
2?
2.
I'm going to go with 3. Yep, I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to say there's 1 within the first 4 laps.
Ooh. Well, I was going to guess there's going to be 1 off, lap 1, lap 2. And then I think there might be 1 towards the middle of the race.
All right, so we've got 2 for Preach, 3 for ShiBBy. We want to know what your thoughts are out there watching the broadcast tonight. How many safety cars do you think we're going to see? I'd also like to just let you guys all remember that if you do find yourself enjoying this broadcast at any time this evening, please let us know by hitting that like button. It does so much to help us keep doing what we're doing here. And it's just as easy as a click of a button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you get subscribed because we are only just shy of 60 followers, or 60 subscribers off, I should say, giving away that fantastic rig thanks to the boys at Racecraft Simulations. I'll tell you what, I think you could do with winning that rig, Preach.
Yes. Please, everyone subscribe so it does end up getting raffled off to one of our lucky subscribers. But yes, please, everyone subscribe.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button. The rig and seat set is valued at $1,800 retail price. And it will be lucky hat drawn out of 1,000 subscribers. Get your friends, your family, your best mate, your pet sitter, everybody to hit that subscribe button because you never know if they win it. They might just hand it on down to you. Or, if they're not very nice people, they could charge you a small fee for it. So, mate, I'll tell you what, I don't know. Oh, such a good rig. And if I did win it, I think I'd want to re-roll because I just don't have space for it. I would literally pull another name out of the hat. Rather give it to someone that's going to get the use out of it. I've got myself the FGT Lite, folds up. Oh, we've got the same ones. Yeah, we got the same.
We do.
Yep, same rig frames, and they're great for what they are. But I just don't have the space for a full mounted rig frame.
I'd make space.
You'd make space. I'd
make space.
I'd move my wife out of the master bedroom. No, I don't think that'd go down well.
Back to the single bed for you, ShiBBy.
Yeah, well, I've got a fold-out couch in the office, so yeah, that works. You know what? Actually, if I end up going VR, I can get rid of the desk and the 42-inch screen, so I probably could make room for a full rig. All right, we are loading into the top 10 session right now in the background as you guys are checking out some of these ads from all our sponsors. Don't forget, all their links are in the description below. Go check them out because some of them we have affiliation links with that you can use our codes to get yourself some more discounts at checkout. So make sure you use those if you are going to buy anything, and even just a link click here and there just to see what all our sponsors do. You might actually find something that they can help you out with, because even just a link click does go a long way to helping support them like they support us. All right, all the drivers are in the briefing room, and we will be coming back live to you any second now. I was going to say Road Atlanta. It is not Road Atlanta. It is Road America. And we are back here for your top 10 shootout. So first out this evening, just waiting for our race steward tonight, Tyson McAvoy, to go over all of the proceedings. And then we will be getting straight into the top 10 shootout. And that is a... Why is the start finish light there? Go away. Ray Douglas has a question. Only if you spell my nickname correctly next time, I'll answer your question. I'll give you a hint. You don't need an E in it. I mean, you can blame autocorrect as much as you like. Not so much safety cars. They are necessary part of safety, but I think drive-through should be changed to time deducted at race finish, as supercars do. Interesting. What's your thoughts on that, Preach? As you know quite a fair bit about your supercars. Oh, he's muted his mic. I wonder if he's realised he's muted his mic.
Yes and no. I did realize I didn't realize I started speaking, then I realized. Yes and no. I think that iRacing, for us, iRacing is very restrictive in terms of penalty applications. I do agree that sometimes a drive-through isn't the penalty that fits the crime. But I think that's something we can definitely look at the end of the season. It's just something that we, as a broadcast team, we do struggle to implement sometimes, is to knowing what penalties have been applied. If iRacing came to the party and made it that time penalties could be served in pit stops, like they already have that built in, but if admin issued time penalties could be served in pit stops, then that's definitely something that we could look at. But yeah, at the moment we're restricted by the format that we have on this iRacing platform.
Yeah, that's right. And to do time penalties, we could do it. It could be done, but it is a lot of extra work for the race stewards to make sure that is all put through correctly at the end of the race. So it does actually reflect our points at the end of the round. So, but yeah, it's definitely a good idea, and it'd be great to see what iRacing does as it moves forwards, because it does look like it's starting to make some more leaps and bounds, and it is definitely one of the premier sim racing programs out there. So, all right, session has been advanced to our top 10 shootout session now. Tipping is sitting in the pits for the JTIT Race On Oz team. He will be first out here this evening. If you don't know how top 10 shootout works, It is the top 10 times from our qualifying session come through into this session to duke it out to see where they sit on the grid one last time. They get one out lap to warm up the car and the tyres, and then they get one hot lap, and that's all they get. They cannot make any mistakes. No off tracks. Must keep it clean and keep it fast and put those times in. And we will find out who will take out pole position here tonight, probably in about half an hour once this is done and dusted. I think we've got a lot of viewers out there cheering on their teams. Great to see. Liam Tipping. Really good display of driving over the last couple of seasons. Had a couple of off weeks here and there, but still right up towards that pointy end in P2 as of round 7. He's going to be looking for quite a lot of points here tonight. Find out where he's sitting on that track, man. This is quite a long track too. We're seeing 2:05s during the qualifying session, so their warm-up laps will take some time.
Just coming up to Canada corner. Will be looking to maintain his warm-up, get himself nice and ready to go, and he'll fire it off the last corner with as much throttle percentage as he can. Getting himself set up now for the start of his lap. Straight lines it out of the exit and begins his climb up the hill to the start-finish line to start his lap. Top of 6th gear. Gets on the brakes. Little bit of oversteer on the exit. Heavy on the brakes, just pinching the rear brake a little bit. You could see the rear of the car stepping out on him. So using all of the brake that he can to stop the car, get it slowed down. .23.6 to the 3rd sector. Through the carousel now, as it's called, not the sweeper, the carousel. Through the kink, fully committed. Just had to wait. The car was just understeering away from him. Just had to wait to pick up the loud pedal again. That'll hurt his lap time. Running it really hard on the rear brake. Fans the throttle, gets through this blind sequence of corners. Feeds at 2nd gear.
Whoa. Did he get a 1x on that during the mid-sector of the race? He must have.
On the exit, did he?
Yeah, because it did
I've got an off track, yeah. So I think he might have got an off track.
Liam, answer the question for us. You must have got an off track with the way you finished into the pits, mate? I can see you lighting up, Liam, but we can't hear you.
There we go. Yeah, I think I got an off track on the back straight. I don't know. Race control just let me know. That's why I just chucked it in the pits because I know we want to try and get through the top 10 shootout reasonably quick.
Yeah, fair enough, mate.
It looked like you had a bit of understeer coming through the kink. Is that probably where you might have got it? It looked like you just had to ease off the throttle a bit and be real patient on it.
Just pushed a bit too hard going in there. I reckon. I to be honest, I didn't actually see the off track. I just when Tyson said it, that was when I knew about it. That's why I kept pressing on. But I'm pretty sure that would have been where I got it.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can't do any worse than 10th. So race on from here, mate. 80 minutes. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Mark Horton next to start his lap. Coming across the start-finish line. Accelerate Sim Racing car looking resplendent as always. Nice and neat through turn 1. Looking like a very nice, calm start to the lap here. Looks like he's up on that first sector time that we saw from Liam Tipping, only by 100th of a second. Looking a very strong first sector. Second sector, just sitting there or thereabouts. Matching what we've got as some point of reference from Liam Tipping. Really nice progressive throttle application. Short shifts 4th coming into the carousel. Using a much tighter line through the early part of the corner. Lets 4th gear ring out. Just got the car to just balance nicely all the way through the kink. It's looking like quite a strong sector there. Yep, 34.3 through the 4th sector. Looking like a very nice lap here. Not too many frills. Turns in aggressively at the apex. Climbs up the hill to finish his lap time. First time will come on the board here. There's a 2 minute 6.48 to get into the shootout. He did a 2 minute 6.6. So that's a great performance on that one lap dash to improve his overall best time so far tonight. Mark, mate, well done. You beat the time you needed to get into the shootout by 1.5 tenths. It looked like a very neat and tidy lap, mate. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, just a little bit conservative. A lot of grip out there. Still only 25 degrees, so hopefully that'll pop me up a spot or two.
Perfect, mate. It looked like you had all the grip that you needed, and there wasn't a whole lot of rear squealing or anything like that. So you put yourself in a good spot for the race, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Right, that was Mark Horton from the Accelerate Sim Racing team. We've got Mick Clifton out there saying, go Mark. Team Accelerate Sim Racing is in provisional P1 as the 991 driver. That is Andrew Cowan for Performance Sim Racing. He's coming around the final corner now onto the start-finish line for his lap. nicely, keeping it clean. Second corner now, breaks right into it, flows through it, looking good, Cowie. Down the middle straight now towards the midsection. Jump on board to see how much he has to fight that car as we see a bit of snap oversteer to the right on the braking there.
It's definitely got a lot of rotation, this car. It's definitely a point at the apex. And it'll keep turning for you.
Good though. Tight left-hander here. Down into second.
Just had to wait. Pushed a little bit too deep at the apex.
Such a tricky corner this, isn't it?
Long sustained corner. Oh, I had to downshift. Sounded like through there, just to get himself through the corner, get a little bit of extra rotation.
Has gone better in sector 2. Oh, is he starting to push it too hard? Not far off the pace of where Liam was, though. Sector time still not looking too bad. Comes over the start finish now. 2:07.
2 minutes 7.35. Cowie, mate, well done on that lap. Looked like a little bit of push there, coming through some of those corners. A little bit of push understeer for you.
Yeah, look, I was pushing really hard. Made a mistake at the kink at the back there, and I had to go back to 5th, and that cost me all my momentum. Apart from that, the setup was pretty good. I was trying to run fairly low wing to maximise the straight, and it sort of it worked all right in the practice and in the quali, but I couldn't quite nail it here. So these things happen.
Yeah, your second sector looked really strong, which obviously takes in the majority of that straight out of turn 2. So definitely that low wing was helping you. Plans for the race, maybe go a little bit higher on the wing just to get you through and try and look after the tyres a bit?
Look, it's one of these places that choose front lefts. So I haven't had a problem with the rears, so I don't think it's really going to matter if I do wing or not. It's going to be more maybe the strategy play. I'll have to see what I think. Depends on where I finish up, I suppose.
All right, mate. Well, it's currently sitting P2. So we'll wait and see what happens with the rest of this top 10 shootout. But good luck tonight, mate. Go well, and hopefully you can get some solid haul of points. Stay in that top 10.
Cheers.
On board with Jace Douglas now. Came out of nowhere in that qualifying session from P17 up into P3. Let's see if he can replicate his time or go one better.
He has a lot more engine braking than a lot of the other drivers. He's at a 15.55 to the first sector. 300s faster than what Mark Horton could manage. No idea now of his third sector. Faster than what Cowie could manage even.
Two purples
and Mark
now.
Horton, so for purples, a little bit of push in the middle part of that corner. Just advancing them, maybe a little bit too much throttle. Had to be real patient. Couple of stabs at it. So he goes through the kink here. Had to wait a little bit to get on the throttle again.
Or I feel tipping might have got that 1X, mate, was through there.
In here, the engine braking that he's using, he's got another purple sector through sector 4. Only just, though, compared to what Mark Horton could manage.
Good exit out of the final corner. We could be in here for a very quick time from Jason Douglas.
Two minutes 6.438, so it does go better than what Mark Horton could manage and does beat his lap time to get him into the 10 by just about half a tenth. So it's a good result for Jace there. Jace, mate, well done. You managed to just eclipse the time you did to get into the top 10 shootout. That lap you did in the qualifying session to jump yourself from 17th to 3rd was an outstanding pace there, and you've just put yourself one more better. Here, give us your thoughts on that lap, mate.
That lap, yeah, it was all right. Could have probably went better, but stuffed up through that long right-hander, but
Yeah, it looked like you had to have a couple of stabs at the throttle there just to try and keep the car where you wanted it to be. So go well tonight, mate. Look after your tyres, and we'll watch with interest to see where you end up.
yeah, hopefully back here, see what happens.
Awesome. Good luck, mate.
All right, thank you.
All right, Matt Whitaker, Fishy Motorsports team. See what he can do, leading the championship. Only by a couple of points, though. He's had a phenomenal season.
So he had a little bit of a moment coming into turn 2. Just trying to chase the rear all the way out the corner. We'll see what this looks like on the split time. (21.2) through that second sector. So it's looking like a decent, very strong first sector. Short shifts 4th after the apex. Best we've seen through the third sector by a tenth of a second. Just keeping the rolling speed up through the corner, just being real patient on the throttle, keeping the car tucked in. Through the kink, we've seen a lot of action throughout the night so far. Best we've seen so far through the kink. Really patient on getting onto that loud pedal. Gates it in on the rear brake. Gets it through there nicely.
Two greens and three purples. Looking like he wants to take this qualifying session out. Really well driven. Comes over the line.
Goes to the top on a 2 minute 6.273. Puts 1.5 tenths between himself and Jace Douglas. Matt, mate, well done. That's a great lap time. 10.5 over Jace. Give us your thoughts on that lap, mate.
Just kept it really smooth with the throttle, just to try not to get any slide through the corners, and yeah, it paid off, I think, so far, but a few fast boys to come, so there we go.
It was the best we've seen through the kink. The car just seemed to grip up for you right where you needed it to.
Yeah, that's it.
I know it's been a difficult week for the Fishy boys with everything that's going on with Eddie. Do you think tonight is your chance to give his family and everything a smile, given the last couple of days?
Yeah, I'm going to try my best, mate. Had a little chat with his son the other night and stuff. He's been jumping in the Discord with the boys and just sort of getting around everyone. So, yeah, if I can, that would be awesome. I'll try my best. That's for sure.
Well,
it was
good luck
really
tonight,
good.
mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I was just going to say it was really good to see the community get around it the other night and Sunday night and stuff. It was unreal. So, yeah, thank you SRW for that as well and putting it on for everyone. So, yeah, much appreciated.
No worries at all, mate. We're all a family here, and I know that Eddie will be watching over us every week and over you fishy boys every time we go out on track and giving you and all the team his best wishes. Definitely on track, as he would every other night. So go well tonight, mate.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it, mate.
Right. On board, Joe is halfway through the lap now, coming through onto his second sector. One green, already on his way. It's purple as well, so
A full 1/10 of a second over what Jace Douglas could manage through that first sector. So through the second sector. So looking like a very strong lap time so far. 23.7 to the third sector. I might have just lost a little bit of time. But looking at where he's finding pace, I think he might have wound some wing out of it. So this is where we'll see a good return here. How does he go through the kink? Super committed. Not an inch of track left to use. (34.3) to the fourth sector.
cuts it close there. And like that right wheel did come off the track, but might have stuck it through. Coming up now, plenty of greens across the board for Joe Marnie. Enough to put himself into provisional P4 with a 2:06.919. Joe. Mr. Marnie, you there with us, mate?
I am.
Yeah, mate, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm not.
You're not?
I know, I'm not feeling it tonight. I'm definitely not in the zone, that's for sure.
Well, mate, you've got a couple more drivers to get yourself into that zone, mate. But honestly, not too bad. Sitting in provisional P4 at the moment, mate. So, and we still have an 80-minute race to go. So I'm sure by the end of that, you will gotten yourself in some sort of a zone.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker, actually. I completely missed a couple of gears heading into turn 12 and ran deep. Would have been a half decent lap other than that.
You jotted down a couple of notes to not miss gears in turn 12?
That, and even on that, when I was trying to cool down, I hit the clutch instead of the brake heading into turn 1, so that's where I'm at tonight. Oh, good times.
Well, mate, look, the night could only get better, so we're going to wish you all the best, mate, for the 80-minute race ahead of you this evening.
Thanks, boys. I'll catch you later.
See you, Joe. Scotty Rattler Van Loon out there for the Quantum Peckies Performance Racing Team. My favourite name of a team to say. I do love their new liveries. That's Simon Haynes out there saying, let's go, Rattler, send it. And he is. What's he got? He's got 2 greens. He is 1,000th of a second off Whitaker in the first sector. He's faster in the second sector. And just shy.
Oh! He was fishtailing that car all the way through that corner then. I don't think he caught it until he turned in for the carousel.
Oh. See if he's lost any time through the fourth sector. So far, his sector times are looking really good. Sector time is in 34.47. Whitaker did a 34.25 through sector 4. So might have lost a bit of time there with the fishtailing. Sector 5 is in 14.98 to Whitaker's 14.93. Very close sector times here. All greens. Could be a good time for Rattler. Comes across the line. 206.566. Provisional P4 knocking Marnie down just one peg. Mr. Rattler, mate. What do you got to say for all the viewers out there cheering you on this evening?
Boys, I turned my sound down to hear the guys in Discord, and I forgot to turn it up. So that whole lap I did just on the rev limiter, watching the rev limiter.
Wow, mate, that was phenomenal with no sound.
I'm like doing my out lap, I'm thinking, oh yeah, no, it's alright, you know, the sound will come up when I actually put my foot down, and then I started the lap, I'm like, oh my god, you turned it down, you idiot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really hard to get a gauge of everything. Anyway,
Imagine
where to go?
Yeah,
Fourth.
Fourth, mate. Yeah, provisional P4 at the moment. Imagine what you could have done with sound.
Well, it's 206.5. I did a 205.8 in practice, but anyway, boys, it is what it is.
It is, mate. And there's 80 minutes of racing to come along. So, you know, qualifying may not mean anything by the time the end of the race finishes tonight.
I think saving fuel is going to have a big impact tonight. So if you can save a little bit of fuel down the bottom of those straights, I think you'll be in for a good shot.
Yeah, 3 stops
we'll
tonight,
see how
mate.
we go. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Oh, I mean, it would have to be, but with a couple of safety cars, you never know. But yeah, saving some fuel is going to be it. Clutching.
The Rattler's saying a couple of safety cars, so...
It's better than 6. I think I said 6 for one race and we had 0. So if I say 2, the odds are probably better.
All right, mate. Well, good luck tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys from the QPR team out there racing hard.
Thanks, lads. I'm turning my sound up right now.
Yeah, mate. Please do.
Far out. Cheers, boys.
See you soon. Oh, I don't know if
Dylan the Bono on a lap here.
Yeah.
15.5 to the first sector, 21.0 to the second, 23.6 to the third, and a purple to the fourth sector. This cumulative time is looking like it's going to threaten Matt Whitaker at the top. Just sent it into this final sector.
14.87 to the 14.93.
Absolutely hustling here. This is going to look like it's going to be a really strong lap time. Uses all the curb on the exit, straight lines it right up the edge of the racetrack, coming up to the stripe now. Does go top on a 2 minute 6.09. Very, very, very close to getting himself into the 5s. Dylan, mate, that looked like an absolutely cracking lap, and all the pace was there in that final half of the lap, mate. Give us your thoughts.
I'm stoked with that lap. That's probably my best lap ever in a V8 supercar. Yeah, I did, I think, 6 laps in practice, and I was doing 207.5s was the best I could get. Then Dougie came up clutch with the setup and just got into 206 flat. I'm stoked.
Mate, you were driving the wheels off that car. That was an absolutely outstanding lap from when we jumped on board. You were soaring at the wheel and it just stuck for you. So well done. Provisional pole at the moment, but with a couple of very fast drivers to come. So good luck tonight, mate.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Peter van der Kraan now. Coming through turn 2. Car looked hooked up as it got itself into the corner. 15.49 to the first sector. So matching what we've seen from Matt Whitaker and Scotty Rattler Van Loon so far. 21.1 to the second sector. So this is looking like a very strong start to the lap. Looks like he pushed a little bit deep. 24-1 to the third sector, so a little bit further away by about half a tenth. That push down into turn 4 has definitely hurt his lap time. Coming through the carousel now up towards the kink. And be very patient on the throttle on the exit. Car started to push out a little bit early. Super aggressive on the throttle coming out of the kink. Oh, pushes it all the way too deep. And that'll be the off track. That'll be the end of his lap. Just trying to make up a little bit of lap time there. And unfortunately, that will be the end of his attempt to take out pole position. Peter, mate, that started off with a really strong lap and then just ran a little bit deep into turn 5 or turn 4, I think it is. And unfortunately, then deep again into turn 12.
Yes, they stuffed up a few of them with a bit of a late braking or over ambition, I think.
Did you have your delta up and you were thinking, geez, I've just got to find a 10th here and there? Or was it just, oh, I've just got to send it and hope?
No, I was doing my best. I've been pretty consistent the last few days, but when the pressure's on, it becomes very different, doesn't it?
Pressure of a top 10 shootout, mate. It definitely throws up some curveballs and, you know, a bit of practice, I'm sure, and you'll be making your way, setting up your laps a lot better and getting yourself through. So, hopefully we can see you in more top 10 shootouts to come because repetition is the only way that you deal with the pressure that comes from these type of sessions. So, go well tonight, mate. Good luck. You've definitely got the pace. We saw that through qualifying, and if you're as confident in your consistency, then no doubt we'll be seeing you surge your way through the field. So good luck, mate.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Arguably the fastest driver that we've had throughout the season so far, Jamie Davis. I'm going to call him the king of qualifying in season 4. Super committed through turn 1. It's a 15.5, so right on the money with where we want to see these lap times. These sector splits, a little bit of slide on the exit of turn 2. Uses all the entry into turn 3. On turn 4, gets himself in there nicely. 21.05 to the second sector. Again, right where he needs to be. Hunting on the doors of the 20s. So 23.45 to the third sector. It's up by a 10.5 on the best we've seen so far by Matt Whitaker so far in this session. The tone of the engine through. Oh, and he's off track. He ran wide coming out of the carousel. I was just about to say how good the tone of the engine sounded. It sounded really smooth. And unfortunately runs himself wide of room on the exit of the kink. Of the carousel. Jamie, mate, all we could see was an external shot, and it looked like it was just a little bit too much throttle percentage coming through the exit of the carousel that pushed you wide.
Just not enough steering angle as well. I just thought I'd float it out, but too much.
Too much, mate. It was looking like a really strong lap type up until then. I'm sure you saw it on the Delta as well, and you were like, I'm going to go for it here. It was an outstanding lap to put yourself in P1 in that qualifying session. So we know you've got the pace. You've shown it multiple races in a row so far, is that you've got the pace overall. So hopefully this 80-minute race can come to you. You can surge your way through the field and get yourself right up to the front, mate. So go well tonight. Unfortunate result here in the shootout, but there's still 80 minutes to go.
Oh, that's it. Another hour and 20 long race now. So just as long as you're there for the last stint, then yeah, it should be all right.
And a metric load of points as well on offer. So Don't forget about that. Go for the result tonight, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
That was your Racecraft Top 10 shootout session. Dylan DeBono with an absolutely mega lap that even he says he is super stoked with. 2 minutes 6.09, putting 10th and a half over Matt Whitaker in P2. We've got Jason Douglas finishes in P3, Mark Horton in 4. Scotty Rattler Van Loon coming home in that shootout session into P5. Joe Marnie into P6. He says he's not all there tonight, but we know for sure that he'll be surging his way through the field. I mean, all you have to do is look back to Miami, race 3, made up 20 spots in that heat, in that feature race there at Miami. So you know he's got the pace. You know he's going to surge his way through the field. Andrew Cowan there in 7th. And then Liam Tipping, Jamie Davis, and Peter Vanderkran all did not set a lap time in the end, with off tracks of varying degree. So Dylan DeBono, and we'll start on pole position here. We're going to take maybe a very quick break, hopefully, and then we will be back shortly, ready to go for this 80-minute enduro race here at Road America.
Just before we go, I'd just like to mention 27 votes in the poll and only 8 likes on the broadcast. Voting in the poll is just as easy as hitting that like button. So if you do find yourself enjoying any of this broadcast this evening, don't forget to let us know by also hitting that like button below. We'll be back extremely soon with our 80-minute race.
Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for bearing with us through that intermission while we got the race server set up. It is now up and running, and we are back here at Road America for our 80 minutes enduro. If you have just joined us, I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and in the comments box with me is Thomas Preach Riley. We will be your hosts going on through into this 80-minute. If you didn't catch the top 10 shootout, please, after this race, head on back and check it out. Also, don't forget to check out any of the other races from this season and previous seasons. They are all live on our YouTube channel. You can check everything out from the start of SRW, where our broadcasts were definitely nowhere near as polished as they are nowadays. But yeah, go and check them out. We do have a short warm-up, so if you guys want to see anybody of your favorite drivers out there cutting a lap, let me know in the chat. We will get an onboard run or an outside shot of your favorite driver. It's one we haven't seen too much of this season is Brett Taylor from Valve Motorsports. A little bit of a quieter season than I was expecting. Sitting in P22 in the championships at the moment on 523 points. Only a couple shy of Scott Weston, sitting on 527. So it could be a good battle there for those two. Thank you, everybody,
Yeah, definitely
for
could be. Yeah, definitely could be. There's certainly some things to play out throughout this race tonight that we will keep our eyes on. A couple of storylines, of course, is that Peter Vanderkrant and Liam Tipping and Jamie Davis did not set a lap time in that shootout session, so they'll be starting from 8th, 9th and 10th in this race. Dylan DeBono, outstanding lap. The way that he spoke about that lap, how stoked he was to be able to have set that lap time, just, it's one of those feel-good moments when you can pull out a lap like that and then be so happy with it. Hopefully you can take that confidence into the race tonight. We know how quick he is throughout the whole season so far. He's really shown his pace. So we'll be hoping to maximise on that tonight.
Always great to hear from the drivers that we get to speak throughout the series. And yeah, you could just hear the excitement and how stoked Dylan was in that lap. So let's hope he puts it to good use. He gets out there and has a phenomenal race tonight, just like everybody else. Ticking through this practice session as all the drivers get registered into this session. Get last minute laps in.
Knock knock.
Knock knock. Our race steward Tyson McAvoy joins us in the comms box.
Yeah, sorry boys to give you the bad news, but I've just added the wrong Troy into the race, so I'm just going to start up a new server, and we'll be up and running in less than 5 minutes, and I'll shorten that practice session so we can go racing as soon as possible.
Too easy, mate. So we got a spare Troy out there, do we?
Yeah, I put Troy Dooley in instead of Troy Slip, so apologies to Slip. I'm going to sort that out right now.
Too easy, mate. Thanks for the notice.
Thanks, boys.
As you heard from our race steward just there, a little bit of a mix-up with the Troys. Troy Sipple in the session. We end up with Troy Dooley. Should be a pretty quick sort out, and we will be up and racing in no time. As we have a look at Matt Jones out there in that beautiful promo department BMW. Let's see if we can catch one of our race stewards making a mistake. It's definitely been been one of my highlights this season, I think, of catching the race stewards making mistakes out there in the safety car. But if you guys don't know who Matty Jones is, this guy is ridiculously quick in nearly everything he puts his hands and feet on. So I'd be very surprised if we see a mistake. 205.110 in the BMW. Definitely outpacing the supercars. Good looking car. Alright, so speaking of Troy Sipple, he is in a battle at the moment for our 14th in the championship with Lorne Mackay. 602 for Lorne in P14. Troy Sipple 590. Actually, he's tied 15th right now with Mick Clifton. So Mick Clifton's also at 590 points. So we've got a lot of battles throughout this field that are going to continue on through the final three races, well, three including tonight. Plenty of points on offer. Sean Smith, new driver to the league, sitting in P12 in the championships on 608. Simon Haynes just behind him on 606, and then Lorne again in 14th, 602. So the points everywhere we look across this championship standings right now is just extremely close. Race session should be going live anytime soon. You heard our race steward say they are going to progress the practice time just so we can get into this 80 minutes enduro as quick as possible. Again, thank you all for joining us this evening. "32 votes on the poll, only 12 likes on the broadcast." Mass doesn't
Come on,
work
everyone.
out there. I know.
Yeah, let's make ShiBBy happy.
You know what I need to do? I need to move the like button up to where the poll is.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
We
Yeah,
just had
that'll do
another
it.
one roll in. Thank you so much for that. Like, it does go a long way to helping out our broadcasts. But the poll this evening was who loves top 10 shootouts? 59% yes, 41% no. I wonder if some of those are drivers that do have to sit and wait. We understand that that is time you are waiting for that race. So we appreciate all the time the drivers put in, because without these drivers, we wouldn't have this amazing broadcast and league to bring to you guys every 5 nights a week now. So huge shout out to everyone out there that's supported us from day dot. I
5
joined
nights a week. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, it is 5 nights a week. Yeah, because we do the IMSA series now. So
Of course, my head.
your head, my head. It's coming to the end of the year, and these seasons are going to be a huge wrap-up. F1 Gamer Dad dropped in and said, liked. F1 Gamer Dad is someone who races in the league, and I can never remember who it is. And now I feel really bad. Is it Sean Smith? Could be right, I could be wrong. But we will be just delaying it. It is Sean. I was right. See, I know our viewers, well, most of you guys out there, have come to know over the past 2 years here working for SRW TV on the broadcasts. I love the interaction we get to have with you all out there. I think a part of esports, especially with sim racing and broadcasting, you get that little bit of extra connection with your hosts and your viewers rather than watching live racing. Can't slip anything by you, ShiBBy. Mate, you'd be surprised the things that I forget. I could go into some technical jargon about how I nearly stuffed up my network's practical today just by accidentally putting in 2 backslashes instead of 1. That's how simple things I make mistakes with.
You weren't working at Optus, were you?
I know what happened with that too. I don't know if anybody wants the technical jargon. So they had updates that needed to be rolled out to their servers. And what's happened is they've actually pushed a firmware update out at the same time, which when you do that, when everything is operation, it crashes everything. So either someone's done it on purpose or someone definitely got fired after that. So usually if they push out a firmware update, they will let customers know that there's going to be downtime. And that's when we will cop those scheduled downtimes and they will do the updates. But yeah, it was pushed out while everything was live. And it didn't end well for Optus. And I think a lot of people may have actually moved away from them. I know I'm taking the step to move away from them with my internet to try someone different. But yeah, big mistakes can be made from little small errors, that's for sure. All right, we are not far off now for this race session. Great turnout again for the Am Series. I don't think we've seen a grid under 30 cars all season. It's definitely become my favourite series. to have this awesome opportunity to watch it live on 2 screens. All right, bear with me as we get the session up. Session is live. We will be loading in any second to get this 80 minutes enduro underway here for your Tuesday night broadcast here on SRW TV.
In the session yet? Was it bad?
I think we might have just caught a first safety car crash. Not sure who that was. Oh, it was Tyson.
It was bound to happen.
Oh, it was bound to happen. We got to get a replay of that. Oh, he's been clipped by Sean Smith at Centenania. So, unfortunately, for me, it wasn't his fault. Well, that's a bit disappointing. But we are back in the live race session. And we will be off and racing anytime soon. Probably got time to grab yourself another refreshing drink of coffee. I just realised you can put custom banners and numbers on your pit stop flag. You notice that?
Yes.
It's awesome.
Big in iRacing.
It's big in iRacing?
Sorry, big in ovals.
Ah, I didn't realise you could do that. That's awesome.
Yes, you can.
All right, GMK cars out there. 3 of them all running together right now, getting that last bit of practice in. Oh, Tyson saying it actually was his fault because of a rejoin. Perfect. Add that to the highlight books.
Oh, a bit of racing going on between here between teammates. Can't complain. Oh, locks up. Scotty Weston.
Stephen Banks has joined us and said, so the endurance aspect of tonight's race is actually just staying awake until the start. We're feeling you. We're feeling you, buddy. Sometimes can't be helped. Mistakes can be made. It is human error. But look, it should be a great night of racing. Michael Whiting. Tyson had one job. Yep. Well, Michael, come join the team, mate. We'll teach you how to do it, and you can help us set up
how to crash the safety car.
Yeah, how to crash the safety car. Great burnout from the Jim's mowing car there. Yep, Keegan Caldwell just practicing. Always worth a good couple of practice burnouts, I think. I think we joked a few times about getting Sinkovic, the Jim's mowing livery on his car as well, for the amount of times that he was in the infield or the outfield.
Steve's spinning.
Yeah, because he's always on the grass, so Jim's mowing would have been a great sponsor.
I don't know, Holden or... Oh, no, wait, he's a Ford. He's a Ford truther, isn't he?
Yep.
I don't know if Ford made lawnmowers.
Nope.
Most old Fords definitely collect grass, though, as they're sitting in a paddock, being grown around.
That's how you increase the value. You know what's funny? Ford did make lawnmowers. A Ford LGT, and it's a Mustang-inspired tractor. It is a much larger ride-on. Looks like it's from that late 70s, early 80s. Now I'm looking up lawnmowers.
How server issues make us crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, Ford do make lawnmowers. Damn, they make new lawnmowers. They make those big ride-on ones that you see the council hooning around in. So, all right, race session is being pushed forwards. Thank gosh. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. Preach. I'm glad you didn't fall asleep.
Almost did.
You guys got to listen to my amazing voice of trying to keep everyone entertained. I hope I did a great job tonight. The grid is locked in. Dylan DeBono did take out your racecraft qualifying top 10 shootout, and we'll take that pole position. Matt Whitaker in P2. Jason Douglas will follow him. Mark Horton in P4. Scotty Rattler, P5. Joe Mahoney, P6. Andrew Cowan, P7. Jamie Davis, P8. Peter Vanderkran, P9, and Liam Tipping will round out your top 10. Ty Byrne will follow up in P11. Sean Smith in P12. Travis Daly, Scott Weston in 13 and 14. Mick Clifton, Simon Hayes are next. Peter Pavlovich, John Gallen line up next to each other as well. Reese DeGoey, Mitchell Muller will round out your top 20. Troy Sipple, Todd Martin will be next. Doug Gowans and Dan Merckx will line up next to each other. Craig Healy, Scott Perrins, Joshua King, Keegan Caldwell, Bruce White, Greg Leake, Marty Hanson, Tyler Sheaf, Matt Jones and Tyson McAvoy are your race stewards this evening as we get ready to go racing here finally tonight. Thank you again, everybody, for sticking with us. Just waiting for everybody to hit the grid here at Road America this evening. Coleman says Whiting is good at advancing. Mike is #1 vet safety car driver. Good to know, good to know. We'll add that to his resume, shall we?
Yes.
I would read out what Michael says, but there is a naughty word in that one. Although, is it past PG rated time? Always hard to tell. All right, the grid is getting set. We have a great line of cars here. It is going to stretch a long way back. Listen to those engines roar. Waiting for a few cars that haven't hit the grid yet. I don't
Taking as long as possible, given we've got a 3-minute grid timer.
Yeah, only 15 seconds left. The Bono is now on the grid. There is our pole position for Velocity Sim Labs. Here to race. Yes, he is. Right, so we'll be getting set to go racing. Engines will start roaring. Michael fixes it with a hashtag BLS. Done, mate. We can say that. There's Dunlop Sport Maxes looking nice. What a field tonight.
Quiet before the storm, Shibby.
Yeah, it is. This is definitely not like the officials that I've been in where everybody's revving the crap out of them. But here we go, 5 lights to green. And we are away here for our race this evening.
Dylan DeBono gets a great start off the pole. Converted it to being in P1. Manages to cover the line now. Has the cover from Jace Douglas, who got a mega start off the second row. Dylan DeBono will cover into turn 1. Jace Douglas, we've got 3 wide further in the back of the pack. Looks like we've got through there cleanly. Jamie Davis trying to make... Oh, big crash! Absolutely massive crash. We hadn't even got to the second corner. We've got a couple of GMK cars involved. There is a Quantum Pecky's performance car involved. There's 2 of them involved.
PSR
Josh King's
car.
involved. Greg Lee.
Accelerate car.
Clifton.
That was a big mess. Does look like safety car has been called straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. That was absolutely enormous. Looked like one of the, I think it was an Accelerate car that had rolled after it hit that wall. Got a little bit of the grass physics going on. And unfortunately, I'll have to drive it back to pits.
Unpack any of this. I did call it 1 car, safety car, at least in the first 4. The Accelerate does go into the side of 1 car.
Simon Haynes is there, and then everyone's just trying to pile through all the cars that are stopped in front. Another replay from above here. So Simple Simon just tries to open up a little bit. Oh no, it's further forward.
Yep.
So it looks like it's one of the
351 car.
Pacific Esports cars gets into the Accelerate car, and then it's absolutely carnage from there on in. Drivers trying to avoid what's going on, taking evasive action. Reese DeGoey, the car stopped further back here, and then it's just everyone piles into one bit of racetrack. There's not a whole lot they could do in that situation.
What a wreck indeed. What a wreck. We will let race control sort that one out. And it looked like there was only really 2 cars involved with the start of that. But when the pack is that close on first lap racing, it is causing a lot of chaos for the drivers. This throws a spanner in the works now with an enduro race with pit stops, especially we just hit the first lap, so it'll be interesting to see if we only run 1 lap safety cars. So Matt Jones is out there already. Is he sitting? Okay, so he's just off second corner, right where the incident happened. Leader Dylan DeBono is now catching the back of him. See if this is a 1 lap.
The field has been managed to keep very close together. So safety car had to wait a little bit for the field to come round. Long lap around here. The field's been kept nice and close. So we should hopefully only get the 1 lap on the safety car here. But we will wait and see how that plays
Gowans, Haynes, Healy, all in the pits.
And all out.
Yep, all out now, so they definitely suffered a lot of damage. They need to use that fast repair straight away.
Of course, only one fast repair that you get in the race session.
Great start from a lot of drivers. Marty Hansen and Tyler Sheaf, I think, managed to dodge that mid-pack accident, and they're both up 11 spots. King Caldwell up 9 spots. Troy Sipple up 5 spots. Jace Douglas has done well. He's slotted himself up into that P2 position. And Andrew Cowan and Jamie Davis also managed to jump a position each there as well. So, few moves in there because of the incident at the start.
So the whole field is right under the control of the safety car now. And race control have announced that the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. So 1 lap under safety car, field under control. We'll get back to green flag running. Another calm before the storm, ShiBBy.
Those scary ones, aren't they? Safety car is pulling away. Pack is handed control to DeBono. Five, 6 minutes in of a 120-minute race. Only a half, two corners of a lap raced so far.
Green flag has been given, and Dylan's gone. As soon as green flag was given, Dylan DeBono has gone. He doesn't want to give anyone the chance of a draft. The field is super spread now. Tried to break that draft. Jason Douglas has managed to get off turn of the final corner well. And he's going to sit right in behind Dylan DeBono as we take green flag and go racing once again. Jamie Davis looking for a move on Andrew Cowan, using the slipstream to his advantage. Cowie will just turn in, try and pinch him towards the corner. Oh, there's contact.
Oh, they both held it. What the absolute... That was car control or pure luck there. There is a big mid-pack happening here as well. We're going to see a lot of cars moving. You can see in a lot of space on this track, it's only just wide enough to go too wide. Davis has managed to get the pick of Cowan. And we'll move on through. Now Marnie as well on the back of Cowan.
We've seen some great battles between Marnie and Cowan over the last couple of years, couple of seasons. Of course, they went at it in season, which is all the way back in season 2, I think it was. They went at it at Spa to start that season. So some old sparring partners come back together once again on the track.
Dropping back a bit further, Mitchell Muller here side by side or just in behind Keegan Caldwell. Still got a lot of damage. I think he might have been caught up in that original crash. Oh, what's happened? Okay, SDK had me all weirded out. So Jace Douglas went off track. He actually has.
They would have gone off track on the exit of the corner.
Which has now put the championship points leader, Matt Whitaker, onto the back of him.
Drive-through penalty for 216. Pavlovich involved in that contact with, I think it's Mick Clifton in the end. Caused that absolute carnage on the exit of turn 1. Liam Tipping just trying to make up some spots here, trying to recover from that qualifying session.
Oh, big slide from Tyburn in the M1 racing car. Looked like he was out there to get his drift on. Cowie now getting harassed by Marnie and Vanderkrant. Side-by-side action here.
Vanderkrant going to try and position himself here, trying to get up the inside of Joe. Look at the overspeed that he's got. Has to lift out of the throttle. We'll let these two battle it out through the corner. Lots of respect given by Cowie, but he will get himself in front. Joe's going to try and sit under the rear wing.
Definitely settled themselves in now. Looking field.
I just had to stop and listen to the sound of supercars across a curb cam.
Yeah, mate.
Just.
I wanted to get back to the action, but my ears were just tingling with enjoyment for that whole time there. As we're back on board with Marty and Cowan. You can see some great battles here. This top 10 pack here. So this is battling out for P6 all the way back to P11. Got a bit of a gap there between Sean Smith and Weston, but Weston, the GMK logistics driver, wanting to show that he's there. He's going to be on the outside. Can he get the run through? It's going to be interesting to see here. This is a very tight track. What sort of run is he going to get out of this corner on Sean? Still right on the back of him.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Looks like Sean Smith's inverted his colours.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He's going to a white car this time around.
Scott Weston out, down onto the right-hand side again, on the wrong side of the track. I suppose where he wants to be to get that inside lane. But he does look to be getting really good runs off that outside.
Really difficult to hold around the outside in these cars. Sean giving lots of respect though. This will be, yep, gets up the inside. Now Sean's going to be under threat from Petar Pavlovich in that Pacific Esports car. He's going to try and fight back. Didn't get good drive off the corner, Weston. Petar's going to try and show the nose. We'll get that move done up the inside. Sean Smith just running a little bit wide. We'll open up the opportunity for John Gallen to come up the inside.
I'm sure this is where the PR
Through the kink, side by side. Oh, incredible racing, boys. To get both of you through the kink, fully committed corner. Petar Pavlovich, nice late move. Shows the nose in front of this battle. We'll get that move done. Scott Weston just decides to tuck back in.
Gallen is past Smith as well, gets that move done. Great racing from the PR team. Back up the front though. DeBono is starting to pull away as Jason Douglas and Whitaker are in a heavy battle. A bit further down, Cowan's off track.
Oh, Marnie as well.
Quick onboard side by side, quick replay, sorry. Side by side, oh, Marnie's locked it. Big double rear lock up, and unfortunately has speared Cowie on the way through. That is not good for both of them. Scotty Rattler Van Loon now trying to make a move. Down, Tipping side by side again. Tipping gets a little bit loose. Oh, my ears just tingled again. Rattler, though, getting a great run here. Will pull in front of Tipping. Great drive for the Quantum Pecky's performance driver. Battle's going on down in the back as well with Mr. Greg Leake. Ooh, bit of damage there. I don't think he was covering. Oh no, he might have been caught up in that original incident. Just hasn't.
He was caught up in the original incident. Given he was still on the back of the pack, decided to take the smart move and not take the use up his fast repair just yet. Save it for a pit stop.
A bit of weight reduction is all he's got there, so might have been one of the ones.
Cooling.
And
Extra horsepower.
Yep. Air inducted V8 now. Bono starting to really pull away. He's nearly to a second back on Douglas and Whitaker.
Douglas just did his fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes 7.61. And then Jamie Davis says, "Hello, I'm here," and puts in the fastest lap of the race of a 2:06.9.
Let's watch this time drop between Davis and Whitaker. There's 3 seconds though. But if Davis is nearly pushing a second faster a lap right now, how much faster are his tyres going to drop off? Or is he just on such a good point of where he feels in his car? And he's not going to lose any tyres. And with Whitaker and Douglas battling up here, it's going to become easy for him to catch the back of them.
Yeah, we heard about the left front being the tyre that gets the most punishment around here. As we see, a little bit of a check-up here. John Gallen, Sean Smith, Travis Daly, Marty Hansen, all in this little battle pack that we've got going on here for 12th. That's what I was saying is, do you think that Dylan is driving to look after his tyres at the moment, and that's why he hasn't opened up that gap that much?
Well, we say that now, mate, and he's out to a second and a half. So I think he is really starting to open up that gap. But again, it could just have to do with Whitaker and Douglas here battling away, that they're not making any ground up. Bono still pushing. He's pushing that gap to nearly 2. He's at 1.7 seconds now, 1.8, and growing rapidly. Totally forgot with all these battles going on that this is an endurance race, not a sprint. Tipping is still in a heated battle with Rattler.
So we do have a drive-through penalty for Joe Marnie for that contact that we saw with the lock-up down into turn 1, back on lap 6. So he is now in the pit lane as we see his teammate Liam Tipping get up the inside of Scotty Rattler Van Loon.
Great move there, gets it done. Rattler got a great run out of that corner as well. It really hasn't left the back of Tipping. Just up in front as well, Vanderkrant, Byrne and Horton are now all in a battle. If these guys keep going this way, we're going to see Tipping and Rattler on the back of them. 2 wide. See that M1 Racing go off track there, might get a slowdown. M1 Racing, Angry Birds and Accelerate Sim Racing. Great battling. Travis Daly getting a move done on Gallen side by side. The GMK Logistics car of Hansen now wanting to have a look. This battle pack has swapped positions a few times. Travis Daly now on the back of Schmidt. He was in behind Hansen not long ago. They're really starting to make some positions up.
Marty Hansen just driving a little bit more of a narrower line. John Gallen got it right out on the slide.
Gallen coming down the outside.
And Sipple had a great run coming off the corner there.
Peggy's performance car, Sipple. Oh no,
Gallen's
Gallen's gone wide. Going to drop 2 positions there. That's going to give Hansen some fresh air to start pulling away from that battle pack. It's just up in front, Daly. Smith trying to get that position back. Great drive here for the PSR driver, Travis Daly. A lot of battles spread across the field right now. It is non-stop action. Bono, mate, 2.3 seconds. He's just gone. The battle here with Whittaker, I don't even know if Whittaker's really trying to battle, but he's just pushing the pressure on Douglas. Maybe trying to use this draft to conserve petrol. Fuel. Now, why did petrol sound so weird when I said that? Trying to conserve fuel and tyres. But De Bono now 2.4 second lead. Tipping, and Horton still going at it. Tipping locks up that rear right. Just trying to get it tucked in. Really putting the pressure on Horton though.
Love the slipstream here. I'll try and focus on getting a really good exit off the final corner, and he does. He's getting closer and closer to that rear wing of Mark Horton.
Just been informed by one of the fishy drivers, Mr. David Coleman, that his teammate Matt Whittaker has a throttle issue, only pushing to 94%.
Tell you what though, he's still able to stay on the back of Chase Douglas here.
He's stuck to the back of him. Smith still hasn't left the back of Daly ever since Daly got around him. We're starting to settle in a bit more now. Probably see it calm out a little bit before these pit stops start rolling in. 22 minutes in, we couldn't be too far off our first row of pit stops. Smith now got so close to the back. Marty Hansen, can he commit out of that? Looked like Smith got a terrible run out of that corner. See what Hansen can do, up 17 positions.
Absolutely schmoving through the field, Marty Hansen in that GMK Logistics car. Just drives it very tight off the exit of that left-hander. Bono holding that gap at the moment. Just opening a little bit. It's at 2.5 seconds. Maybe Douglas is taking it a little bit easier. That's why Matt Whittaker is able to stay in behind him, even with that hardware issue that we hear about. Tyler Pavlovich trying to recover some spots here. Battling with Mitch Muller. Mitch takes the inside line and lets Tyler Pavlovich through. Jumping up the front, Peter Vanderkraan getting up the inside of Ty Byrne for P5. Ty Byrne currently up 5 spots into 6th.
Whittaker starting to try and make a move on Douglas. He was getting right up on the back of that wing now.
Yeah, but look who's now within a second.
Oh, Davis. Has that been over about 6 laps? He's absolutely dropped that time on them. Ty Byrne getting the move done on Vanderkraan. Liam Tipping on the back of this battle as well. It's also going to bring in Horton and Rattler. Great racing throughout the field. Sometimes it does take one incident to settle everybody down. Oh, Whittaker's off the track. He's off track. And that's given Douglas a little bit of a breather. They're coming up to some lap traffic, they are. That is Greg Leake in the Yarrabilba Estate car. We head back to Tipping and Vanderkraan. See Tipping just kissing the back of Vanderkraan's car. Where do you think he's going to set up this move, Preach?
Tipping, I think it's going to be down into turn 1. It's his best opportunity. He's got a really good drive off the corner. He's got a little bit of slipstream help. If it's not here, then it's down into turn 4.
He's got the speed. He's there. He is close enough.
Just needed another couple of meters on that straight. He would have been able to get himself up the inside. Focus on getting the drive out of this corner. Get this corner absolutely spot on. Get it deep under brakes. Turn it in. Pick up the power nice and early. See, Peter Vanderkraan's been able to do enough just there just to hold him off just that little bit. Get himself an extra half a car length. So run downhill now. Just not quite close enough. Vanderkraan being able to use a little bit of the draft from Ty Byrne in front. Use that to his advantage as a defensive benefit. Ty Byrne just gets a little bit squirrely on the exit of that left-hander.
We've been watching this battle. Pavlovich has made a move on Gowans and moved himself up into P21.
We need to go to the front.
Yep. Gonna say Davis is now in on this battle, even with Whittaker falling off the track. That dropped him to 0.6 of a second behind Douglas, but now he's back on the hunt again. I wonder if, as you said, Douglas is actually taking it a bit easier. Bono really pushed that gap out now.
With a gain that Jamie Davis made under brakes there. Into Canada corner.
A bit
a little bit eager on the loud pet, a little bit eager on the right foot. Jace goes defensive, tries to break a little bit of draft. Liam Tipping in the pits.
Sipple's in the
Troy
pits
Sipple as well.
Yep.
So this might be the start of our strategy that we're going to see tonight. Jamie Davis right under the rear wing. Matt Whittaker.
further while that battle up front starts heating up. As soon as I drop Marty Hansen, Sean Smith, and Andrew Cowan. All in a battle here. P11. Smith right on the back of Cowie, wanting to go down up the outside. Smith looking really comfortable through there. Let's see how he tackles this. Rolls it in, short shift out. Staying about the same. From Hansen to Smith to Cowan. So we're getting a good run down the front straight. Definitely caught some time up. Oh, great run out of that corner. Now he's going to put the pressure on to Cowie.
It's a difficult spot to get a move done down there though, but he does put the pressure on. Cowie locks up. That's going to invite Sean Smith up the inside. If I'm Cowie, I'm going to sit in behind Greg Leake. Try and use him as a bit of draft assistance. It's a defensive move. Greg's just sort of held out in the wrong spot. Unfortunately, Cowie got held up in that spot there.
See how he handles this run out of that corner. It was the right idea.
Use the lap car for draft, but unfortunately how narrow the track is, he had nowhere else to go.
That's how Leakey was doing the gentleman thing. It was like, all right, lads, I will stay out of your way. Jumping back a bit further, Grandpa Gowens, the man who races in every season, every series here on SRW, makes another move. He's now up 2 spots off qualifying, gets a move done on Mitchell Muller. Great drive. Dylan DeBono now, though, mate. Nearly 7 seconds, the gap back to Douglas. Feel like he's having a blast out there. His setup, as he said, he got from Mr. Gowans. He said he did come in clutch. He believes that his qualifying session...
Nobody goes diving into the pits.
Bono said that qualifying session was one of the best and fastest he's ever driven in a V8. And we're clearly seeing it tonight.
Now, I wonder if Matt Whitaker here takes any opportunity that he can whilst he's stationary to potentially have a look at his throttle pedal.
It's not a bad idea, to be honest.
It's just about how much can he get done in the short time that he'll be stationary for.
Oh, big sideways
Slides it into
lock-up.
the box.
But here we go, Davis. Down the inside of Douglas. Outside, sorry. Seen a lot of cars setting themselves up for an overtake, using that outside line, getting a really good run out of the corner. Davis so close to the back of Douglas. The last lap times. Davis 207.99 and Douglas did a 208.98. Davis is definitely on the hunt.
Here we go, trying to get this crisscross. He's got himself alongside. Gonna rub the back panel.
Tipping, Muller, Martin, King all in the pits.
He's got a good run, needs to get through the kink here as strong as he can. Gains so much through the corner.
Vickers come out in P20. That is only provisional P20 because everybody else in front of him haven't pitted yet. Interesting to see what DeBono, Douglas and Davis do over the next couple of laps. We are 35 minutes in, 15 laps.
Bono's in the pit lane.
There we go, 7.
The other drivers dive in as well. Jamie Davis gates it in under the brakes there.
Bono has a 9-second advantage into the pits. This is quite a long pit lane as well. The whole field is flowing in. Cowie's in. Gallon's in. White. Oh, I'm on pit lane. That's why I can't see him. Bruce White is last remaining, leading the field at the moment. Dynamic Sim Sports up 16 spots. He's going to stay out.
Bruce White pitted because of that contact on lap 1, I think.
Oh, so he might have an extra lap or two.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for him. If he holds P1, he will lock in the most gained positions this season.
He won't hold P1. The pit stops won't be kind to him because of where he was sitting already after taking that pit stop under safety car with the field so bunched up.
Right,
Craig
Whittaker.
Keeley and Mick Clifton have also
Yet
stopped
to
early,
quit, yeah.
so
De Bono is back out, stayed in front of Whittaker. Davis managed to jump Douglas in the pit stop.
Oh, hang
Wait,
on.
why is he missing a bonnet? What did we miss? That had to have been during the pit stop.
Pit stop or on exit? I saw Liam Tipping's name flash up on my screen.
He's definitely got it on exit.
No, go before he comes in. Rewind. Oh.
And there is contact there with Tipping. I was just trying to
So
find...
I wonder if he's lost the bonnet.
Wait, hang on.
And coming into pit lane. No, rewind further. I think he might have lost the bonnet coming into pit lane. Look at the back of Jace Douglas's car.
Why has he still got his bonnet now, though?
Still hasn't got his bonnet.
No, he's got his
He
bonnet
wouldn't
on
have
my
taken his...
screen.
No, he doesn't on mine.
Oh. And now
But
it
if you-
disappears. Right, that's very odd.
If you rewind back to when he came into the pit lane...
He was right on the back.
Right,
of
he had the
Douglas.
bonnet now. Now watch. Get it on board. Here we go.
Oh.
That's where it goes.
Yep. Even though it's still showing on my screen as there, when he pulls into the pits, it does disappear. And then he had contact with Tipping on the way out, so that's going to be interesting. Car 78, contact lap 16. Car 92, no further action. So that is Tipping and
Tipping.
Davis. So De Bono has still kept himself into P1 and already pushed out a 4.5 second gap back to Whittaker. Is in P2 now. Well, actually, Clifton's in P2, but does still need to take a pit stop. So now the heat is on for Davis to play catch up again, but Douglas is starting to draw onto the back of Davis. We are just shy of halfway through this endurance race. Whittaker just set his last lap at 206.58. This is the fastest of this session. I wonder if he did manage to get that the pedal issue sorted in that quick pit stop. Coleman's just let us know 97% now. He's nearly got all the beans back. Aboard the Ty Burn and Liam Tipping. We side by side. Ty Burn wanting to get this move done on Tipping. Can he outbrake him into this corner on the outside? Does look like he's going to get a great run on that. Looks like the drivers are forcing the guys to cut in. Well, that outer line is definitely making for a better run out of that corner. Tipping, though, trying to push it back in. Pushes Burn out onto the grass a little bit. Still going to keep it side by side. Tipping.
Tyburn sends it in deep under brakes to try and just push Tipping out of the corner. And Tipping manages to hold on.
Good luck, Coleman. He's had a great drive tonight. We hate for mechanical malfunctions to let the team down. De Bono just absolutely showing fine form here at Road America.
What I will say is that Jamie Davis on that last lap was 6/10 faster than Dylan De Bono.
40 minutes to go. Feel like after the race there'll be some speed dating interviews happening. We appreciate all the support and everyone sticking around tonight to show their support for all the drivers here. How are our numbers looking on that poll to our likes? 39 votes in the poll, 19 likes on the broadcast. The numbers are starting to balance out a little more. There might be a few more of you out there that may have not hit that like button yet.
Right. I have a question for those in chat. Are we right foot or left foot breakers here?
You want me to throw a poll up for that?
Oh, do it.
Yep,
Do
that's
it.
a good one. Why didn't you tell me that at the start?
Because I didn't think of it.
All right. Right. Left.
I said McAvoy is middle foot.
Solid one. Is that like 2 feet then? You just stamp both of them? The poll is up, ladies and gentlemen. Another one, second one for the night. Right foot or left foot braking?
We're talking in the supercar. We are talking in the supercars.
Oh, we jump back to Mitchell Muller. Dan Merckx Mirko battling it out here for P21. Merck's done a great job there to defend. Keeping himself up into P21. Oh, what is happening up the front? Here, what is happening is Ty Burn and Tipping are still going at it. Auto brake? What is an auto brake?
Auto brake means the assist that iRacing doesn't have.
Oh.
F1 level assist.
Right. Scripps. Is that what I'm hearing? I think I'm hearing Tyson coming out. Ty Byrne, though. Let's not take our eyes off the action for too long. Peter Vanderkrant for Angry Birds Racing as well, just going a little bit too hot, but was starting to close the back of Byrne and Tippings. And Rattler now starting to get involved in this battle as well. XZ, man, you've told me. Have you told me your name before? No, I feel like you're a new viewer. XZT31. Oh, man. People with their gamer tags. Dear, oh dear. He says he's a right foot breaker because the left foot is too busy shooing the kids out of the room. Mate, I know how you're feeling. Mark Horton now. The battles are starting to pick up again. Horton on the back of Weston. Daly's in here. Smith's in here. We saw this before the pit stops. The same drivers all battling it out for this final top 10 position. It's been an endurance race. There is a lot of points up for offer here in this top 10. Hamish Munro, thank you for joining us this evening. He says he has an offsider to work the pedals for me. You just steer. It'll be an interesting video. I'm sure I'd enjoy watching that. Muller, Mahoney, Mahoney, I said it again. Marnie all the way back down in P22. One of our biggest shakers tonight, losing out. No, he is our biggest shaker tonight, losing out on 16 positions. It could be another one if he's not careful with Muller on the back of him. Also got his teammate, Dan Merco, just in front of him. Biggest mover tonight, Marty Hansen up 18 spots. That GMK logistics car sitting just in behind Sean Smith as we see Daly trying to get a move on the Accelerate Sim Racing car of Mark Horton. Oh, we've got Horton and Weston now side by side. Daly tried to pull it out wide. Wanting to get a good run. Squeezes it down the side of Horton. That's going to leave it open for Schmidt as well as Horton lights up those rear tyres. Keep it clean, guys. This is getting to be some close battles here. Marty Hansen side by side with Sean Smith. Move on through. Anthony Joyner saying, nice job, Marty Hansen. He has driven extremely well tonight, just staying clean and consistent. Battling it out with Smith, Horton, Daly and Weston all night. Good racing to be had. A lot of left foot breakers out there, only 38%. Said right foot braking. I used to right foot brake. Although it depends if I'm using a manual clutch or not.
In
I don't race the supercar, so I have no idea. But if you want me
in
to
the
do
supercar, I'm a right foot braker. In GT3s and basically everything else, I'm a left foot braker.
You right foot brake in supercar?
Yes, blip. I don't have auto blip.
Don't
not
use auto.
Great. No.
Ah, okay, interesting. As we see Hansen again having another dig at Sean Smith. You get the move done this time. Has been hassling Smith for a few laps. Up the front, a bit further up, we see Peter Vanderkrant make a move on Ty Byrne. Now he's done a move on Tipping as well. 2-for-1 deal. Can he get Tipping done? This will move Vanderkrant up into P5. Angry Birds racing car looking phenomenal this evening, apart from it being a Commodore.
What does that mean?
You're half asleep.
I want Peter Gretton in the box. Peter Gretton is a Holden. He bleeds red. He pledges allegiance to the red line.
Yeah, I heard. Can't have the two producers duking it out, mate. Jeez. Leave that for the polls. Amy says, in all seriousness, he left foot brakes in everything in the supercar, also blipped with the right foot.
You can do blip that way, but I use manual clutch.
You manual clutch in the V8s?
Yeah.
I swear you must be like one of the only people. Oh, maybe not.
I mean, I'm not great, hence why I'm sitting here commentating this year.
You know what we need?
Watch this space, though. Watch this space.
Yeah, we need it. No, you can't leave me on the AMS nights, mate. Who am I going to get that has all the bloody knowledge of the V8s and tracks and stuff? I'll have to, like, learn something about what's happening out there. Right, moving back up the front. Douglas is starting to close that gap on Davis. Rory Anderson said, keep up the great work, Josh. Great driving. Jamie, keep going. Amy is starting to get hassled by Douglas, and Whitaker's right on the back of him as well. De Bono again, though. Nearly 5 seconds the gap. Can't be stopped on Road America.
His last lap was a 9-1.
He's backed off a little bit. And these
Has he
three
backed off a little bit, or is he just being held up by traffic in front? Because there's a few cars that he's had to get past.
Yeah, that's true.
He's just got past Josh King.
So, yeah, definitely. So where's Josh King in regards?
So he's just the car behind to this. So he's just got past Josh King.
He's had Caldwell, Leake, Martin, and King to get past over that lap there. A good chance he was being held up. So 2 seconds off. So the three behind that ran 2:07s, they were all pretty much right on top of each other. 2:07.71 to a 2:07.66. So I know when I'm doing burnouts in the V8, it's manual clutch. It's about the only time I get in the V8 in the supercars. I feel like chucking burnouts. I can't hold on to these things. I'm sure if I had the time to practice, I could probably learn to drive them. But what is
you can't leave AMS, mate. You can't leave AMS.
I love producing the V8s. That's why I do the AMS and
He says as Preach may be joining the grid next season.
That's all
heavily
right, mate.
considering.
I will fight.
I'll have to commentate another night then.
Yeah. I'm going to fight to bring back the Radicals. Or at some point, I'll race something. I'm sure of it. Oh, here we go. Tie now. Van der Kraan again. Just keeping him at bay. A lot of exposure from the M1 racing team here tonight for Ty Burns. I was just thinking we should have a an SRW
Commentators Cup.
Commentators Cup, yeah, and that can include our series admins as well.
No, series admins are too quick.
No, we have to throw it into a car that nobody is going to be comfortable in. Oh, Ty Burns on the outside, keeping it wide. That rear end just stepping out.
Laying down the Lee Crew straps.
Runs it wide. That's going to give Scotty Rattler a bit of a run here. He is on the inside. Looking good. Oh, Ty Burn again. Pushing it to the edge, just trying to hold on to that car. Has lost out of position and dropped off the back of Van der Kraan. Sean Smith now and Marty Hansen still going at it. Smith wanting that spot back off Hansen. Schmidt will get that move done. Davis now. Still just keeping Douglas and Whitaker at bay. We know Davis is quick. Wonder if this is some sort of play as we head into the 56th minute here. This has been one heck of an endurance race. So many battles. Buddy Hansen still up 18 spots. Weston now on the back of Daly. Two names we haven't really chimed in on in a while. Weston gets a great run. Daly breaks a little bit later though. Daly on the outside. Weston keeping it tucked in. Daly gets a great run out of the corner. Down into the next corner. Weston is on the inside still. Pulls it in. Daly got a good run again, side by side. They are going to stay side by side for 4 corners in a row. Who's that on the back? That's Mark Horton now getting invited into this battle. Oh, that's sweeping. What's this corner called, mate?
The carousel.
The carousel. Daly just lost out on that, pushed a little too wide. Started losing the grip of the rear, and that invited Horton in just to make an easy move down the inside. Daly's going to have to want to push and catch the back of him, but Horton looks to be on some serious pace. Really caught the back of Weston fast. Horton's down 6 spot off qualifying. Has made up into that top 10. As I said, endurance race, those top 10, lots of points on offer. Tipping is first into the pits for our second run here. Daly's going to follow him as well. So this is interesting. I'm wondering now if DeBono is going to make the move, but we can't ignore Horton on the back of Weston. Horton down the inside, down into T1. Weston's going to pull out of it. Oh, there is a car in the wall. That is Tyler Sheaf. Tell you what, he's definitely better at Counter-Strike than he is at driving the V8 Supercars. If he watches this broadcast, he'll appreciate that comment. Marty Hansen now up 20 positions. So far getting my vote of driver of the night. Can't shy away from Bruce White though. Had a very quiet night. Only been involved with a few battles. Has driven himself up 14 positions into P15. Great, great drive for the Dynamic Sim Sports driver. Was Weston. Weston's going to go back at Horton. It's on. Smith's back into this. Hansen's back into this. Down the carousel we go again.
Hansen finds a lot of time under brakes. DeBono continues again. He's done a 6.8, his fastest lap of the race. So DeBono has been saving his tyres, it would appear. Davis, Douglas, Whitaker all split by just over a second at the moment. They've got a 12.5-second gap over Peter van der Kraan.
I think we've found DeBono's favourite track for this season. He's looked overly comfortable all night and still pushing that gap out to 6.5 seconds on the back of Davis. Right now we are keeping an eye on this battle with Horton, Weston, Smith, Hansen. Now, looks like Cowie's trying to get himself in on this battle as well. And then John Gallen is in there. So we could have a 6-car battle for P8 very, very soon. What a sound these cars make. Oh, there's been contact. Horton has spun. Dropped him down. Managed to get up and going again. Dropped down behind Hansen. Was that contact with a lapped car there?
No, that's 6 cars. Smith, Hansen, Horton, Cowan, Weston, and Gallen, they're all there.
Just came up. Oh, so that's in front. What has happened there? Let's get a quick rewind.
So just bumps under brakes. Yeah, so just a little tap. Mark Horton manages to save it.
Oh, that would have been.
And you know what? Credit to Scott Weston. He immediately redressed. He didn't try and make an overtake.
Yep.
He just sat in behind. Got a couple of cars in now. Peter Van der Kraan, Mark Horton, and Andrew Cowan.
Bono's
The next one's in the pit lane.
Final 20 minutes here. We had Tyson drop in and say, vote for a safety car. No,
Comp caution? Okay.
A pop caution.
A comp caution.
A comp caution.
Competition yellow.
Yep. We were talking about this.
Random safety car.
Yeah, during the break. Marty Hansen now up 23 positions. What's our record?
Was it 22 last week? Oh! Gotti Weston had that thing in the biggest tank slapper I have seen in quite a while just then. He had it all crossed up.
Out onto the dirt as well.
Grass physics, mate. Kept him on the straight and
kept
narrow.
him on the straight, yeah. And Marty Hansen up 23. That could be the leading positions gained in the AM series. These are stats that Preach and I are trying to stay on top of. We see Smith flashing the lights.
With Josh King in front, the lap car.
Just letting him know.
Josh King just decides to go
off
for the dirt.
track. I suppose that is an easy way out of the way. Travis Daly on a flyer just sets the fastest lap of the session with a 2:06.56.
Whitaker's in, Rattler, Sean Smith, Marty Hansen, Scott Weston.
Just about to Bono.
Bono and Douglas. Drive-through penalty for car 052, contact lap 27.
So that's Scott Weston. So he has just pulled in for his pit stop. So he's going to have to go out, do a lap, and then come back in for his drive-through. Unfortunate for Weston there. Hamish Monroe's chimed in with a bit of background information on Horton. He has heaps of experience around here being Road America. That season 14, he went from pole to last on lap 1 and worked his way back to win the race. That is phenomenal.
Jeremy Davis still hunting the back of Jace Douglas here. I'll tell you what, this has been a great drive from Jace. He has not... Oh.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no! Did we just stop talking about Jace now?
Jamie Davis gets up his inside.
That's small.
So Jamie Davis gets that move done. Jace tries to drive him back on the exit. Looks like he is up the inside.
What can Jace do here? I think at the moment, with how many points are on the line, they're both going to follow into the pits anyway. DeBono went in just in front of him. So 10-second gap back to Davis. Very similar to what we saw on the first run of pit stops. Ty Byrne is going to follow as well. Alan will be your in-game race leader, in sim race leader.
On track leader.
On track leader, yep, that's the one.
Oh,
Sorry, I've been
no,
watching.
he comes in.
Yeah, he's in. Whitaker now, 6th place. Feel like he's going to follow as well. I'm expecting to see DeBono.
No, Whitaker's pitted.
He has pitted. This is going to be interesting then.
DeBono on pit exit.
Can Whitaker make it? 15 minutes. DeBono's on exit now. Where's Douglas? Douglas is on his way out. He's just squeezed in front of Davis. Here comes Whitaker. Whitaker's going to squeeze himself up into P2. Now, does he have the fuel to finish this race?
Yes. He only stopped a couple of laps earlier than the two drivers behind him. So
what a turn of events here now.
The question is tyres.
This is why the V8 AMs are such a good series to get behind. Marty Hansen lost a few spots, but now on the back of Cowie. What a drive from the GMK Logistics driver. Car number 126. I sort of want to see him get this overtake done on Cow and get himself back up into 20. 20 moves made. Move back to Daly now. Great drive again for another PSR driver. Up 6 spots, up into that top 10. Really looking for a good points grab. Where does Daly sit? Travis Daly is sitting P10 in overall points right now in the championship.
Did we skim over Hamish Munro's suggestion for the Commentators' Cup?
Oh, I did to read, yeah. The
In Legends 34.
Ford Legends, eh? There's those little things that I learnt to race over in.
Yes.
Are we doing that on
Those
dirt?
on Wild West Motorsport Park.
I haven't even had a chance to race that track yet, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
It's elevation. It's lots of elevation.
So
It's a dirt track. Yes.
Oh, so I need to get me Fiesta RS out there.
Oh, Travis Daly getting right underneath the rear wing of Liam, tipping there. Looked like there was almost contact. Travis Daly's got the draft.
Good run. Is it going to be enough, though, down into turn 1? He's going to show the nose. Good side-by-side run through there. Can barely tell the two apart. And he will just duck in right under the wing of tipping now. Tipping trying to get some of that draft away by moving over, but will slot back in. Daly really making good use of that draft assistance. Tipping saw the move. Tried to block Daly off. There has been contact.
Oh.
Here comes Ty Byrne. Will slop up that mistake there and get himself up one more spot into P7. Good drive for the M1 Racing driver tonight. Davis now back on the back of Douglas here. This will be the battle for our podium finishes as DeBono has still driven it away. 8.5 seconds back to Matt Whitaker. What a turnout for the Velocity SimLab driver. way too comfortable. Very happy with his setup. He told us that during the top 10 setup. Shootout. ShiBBy's brain is starting to frizzle. Frizzling so much I'm now talking in third person.
I know. Preach loves it.
There's still a whole broadcast. I'm just talking in third person. Oh no.
What do you mean? ShiBBy and Preach do the whole broadcast in third person.
Now ShiBBy and Preach are brainstorming during a broadcast.
Amazing what happens to two guys when the server doesn't get set up quick enough.
Oh mate, I've also been under the pump getting this course finished. 3 weeks left to go.
All right, can we stop doing third person now?
Yeah, ShiBBy says yes.
Where's Simon Haynes? Simple Simon down in 17th.
He's in the
What does Simon say?
I know, he's still there. Simon says, let's keep this racing going. We're in the final 10 minutes here tonight of our endurance round at Road America.
Simon says like and subscribe.
He does. Sure does. Good drive from the QPR driver. In the same spot where he qualified. So no loss, no gain.
I mean, he did lose a lot. He was involved in that lap one thing. You remember?
Yeah, that's right.
You remember, an hour and 10 minutes ago?
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember that, but yes, he was, and he's actually driven himself back up into that spot. So good drive from Simon. Marnie now trying to get some more positions up. Here he comes on Weston down the inside. Looking smooth. Gets that tucked in. Oh, rear left lock up. Weston will pull back on the rear. Davis, though, we need to get back up the front. Davis on the back of Douglas. Just like that. Point your attention to Marty Hansen again, up 21 spots. He did get that move done on Cowan. Rattler is also on the back of Ty Byrne right now. Battle for P7 going on. Oh, look at that draft assistance. Davis really starting to pull there on Douglas. Really nice car positioning from Davis. Douglas has just got to keep his eyes forwards and not watch what's happening. Contact between Byrne and Tipping. Tipping's around and into the wall. You see Ty Byrne here on the back of Tipping. Ty Byrne's gone down the inside.
Whoa.
Tipping's trying to block him off. That's unfortunately put Tipping into the wall. Davis now on the outside, trying to get this move done on Douglas. He might have it here. This will move him up into that P3 spot. He will. Douglas gets sideways out of that corner. These two have raced phenomenally this evening. Final 6 minutes of the race. Hansen now on the back of Smith. Hansen wanting another one. What a drive from the GMK Logistics car. Not from the car, but from the driver. His team are going to be super proud of the efforts he's put down out here this evening. Oh, Tipping's made a mistake, gone wide. That's let Smith through and Hansen. Hansen will take another spot. 22 spots gained. What a drive.
Drive-through penalty for car 64. Contact on that 33, so that'll be the one involving Liam Tipping, I believe. Car 64 is
Ty Byrne up in P6 right now. He's having a great drive. That is going to hurt here in the final 5 minutes. I'm riding on board with Hansen, looking extremely smooth. Showed great prowess tonight here. Wanting another move done to get himself up into 23 spots gained. Round he goes.
Around the outside. So be careful now because Tipping's going to try and put himself back in that middle spot. Now Tipping's under threat from Cowan behind.
Yep, and that also allows
Cowie
Smith.
looking for a way through, can't find one.
Smith's got a bit of a breather here from Hansen now. Got a battle pack. This is battle for P8. Horton getting involved with this as well. Drive from Cowan. Keep it smooth here. He's got Tipping and Hansen in front. Whether anyone tries to make a move here in the final 5 minutes, now down to the final 3 minutes. That last 2 minutes went quick.
It did.
Ty Burns serving his drive through. That will make Marty Hansen up 23 positions. If he can hold this out, he will break the amateur most positions gained record. Gained. Only going to be 1 or 2 more laps left in this. Dylan DeBono, Velocity Sim Labs.
Outstanding drive so far. 10-second lead.
He's done it 3
And
times.
then Matt Whitaker been able to pull out. Oh, that's a big off. I'm going to shut up, Shibby.
Your commentator curse is worse than mine.
I mean,
It's ever been.
it's a bad one tonight.
It is. Maybe you could blame the producer for just switching over to that person at the wrong times. Maybe it's not the commentator's curse. Must be the producer.
Yes, must be. Preach, blame Shibby.
Shibby laughs in agreement.
This should be the final lap. Yep, Barney is there doing his good thing.
Job.
Waving the white flag.
Mr. Doug Gowans has got another move done on Craig Healy. That puts him up 4 spots off qualifying. Like he might lock himself in a P19 finish. The gun's out, Grandpa Gowans.
I've got to say, I think for the Velocity Sim Labs cars, this is it's been an outstanding drive, and I think that Dylan DeBono won't want to thank Dougie Gowans enough for hitting him up with that setup. So we've got a battle on here for P2.
Whitaker ran
Matt
a bit
Whitaker
wide.
just ran a bit deep into turn 4. Invited Jamie Davis through. But be careful because Jace Douglas is coming. Looks like Jamie Davis is going to hold on to P2 at the moment. Coming around the final corner now. It's an absolutely outstanding drive in the Enduro. Pole to the checkered flag win. Your winner of round 7 of the Simrigs Supercars Amateur Series is Dylan DeBono from Velocity Sim Labs. He'll come home P1. Jamie Davis will come home P2. 10 seconds behind Dylan. Matt Whitaker will hold on for P3. Jace Douglas comes home in P4. Peter Vanderkrant will come home in P5, some 22 seconds off that lead pack of 4. Still got a bit of racing going on further back to the pack. Scotty Rattler will come across P6. Sean Smith will hold out over Marty Hansen. And we'll check our stats. But Marty Hansen, we think, has just secured the most positions gained in a race, at least this season alone. 23 spots he's made up tonight in this Enduro race. Andrew Cowan in 9th. Mark Horton in 10th. John Gallen in 11th. Liam Tipping in 12th. Troy Sipper will come home in 13th. Peter Pavlovich just behind in 14th. Simon Haynes in 15th. Bruce White in 16th. Joe Marnie comes home in 17th. Scott Weston in 18th. Dougie Gowans battling it out with Healy, and it'll be Gowans who holds on by 4/10 over Craig Healy. 21st spot is Mick Clifton. Comes across the stripe. And we've got Dan Mirko will hold on to P22 over Reese Dugowie in the end. Outstanding racing tonight. But I don't think we've seen a more dominant performance in a race than what Dylan DeBono's pulled out tonight, ShiBBy.
No, not at all this season. He just seemed absolutely unstoppable. Oh, you can see how happy he is. Getting that car kicked out on his cool down lap. And he should be absolutely stoked with the way he drove this evening. And that is the way you celebrate with a beautiful burnout.
Oh, please keep it off the wall. Don't scratch the paintwork. The photos.
That is the way you turn up on your podium. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is your podium this evening. Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Labs in P1. Jamie Davis for the AutoServe Racing Team in P2. And Matt Whitaker for Fishy Motorsports will lock in that P3 position. Beautiful set of burnouts from all of them. Oh, interesting. Top 3 haven't changed. The championship points. It is even closer than it was before.
Jamie Davis has just done one of the pit entries I've seen.
I was too busy looking at the points. Did we get to see it on the broadcast?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Good. So even when the producer's not producing, we still get great camera angles. What a race tonight. It has been a long night. We are going to get straight into, of course, our podium interviews. Can't forget our music from our mates over in America, Rocket Unlimited. Let's get that cruising as we move on into our podium interviews, mate. If the third place Matt is in there, you bring him on in whenever you are ready.
Matt, mate, well done. P3 tonight. Dylan was just that little bit too fast, eh?
Yeah, he's just chasing me down, man. I was looking in my mirrors a bit much. Yeah, he got me in the end, but I think I just kept pipping him on the fuel strategy, but just couldn't keep him behind me tonight. But yeah, good fun race. Happy to be on the podium anyway, so that's awesome.
Yeah, mate. We heard from Dave that you were having a little bit of throttle trouble. Can you fill us in on how you were feeling throughout that race?
Stuck on 94% apparently. Yeah, no, just a bit different strategy. Had Blake Delaney and Chrissy Miller helping me out tonight, and yeah, just doing a bit different fuel strategy, sitting behind. Geez, who was I sitting behind for that whole race?
Probably Jace Douglas.
Douglas, yeah. Yeah, just so bringing the fuel numbers down and tried to play that out, and sort of worked out, but yeah, I just couldn't keep him behind me tonight. So yeah, no, good fun though.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It's another great performance in this championship series. You just keep plucking away at those podiums, don't you?
Yeah, that's the aim. Like I haven't got a win yet, but yeah, definitely happy to be up there in the points tonight, and don't know where that leaves me for the points overall, but yeah, definitely a good round to put under the belt. So on to next week.
You still have the championship lead by 4 points.
That's awesome.
By 4 points.
Lose a point a week, and then we'll be right there.
Yeah. Look, the next 2 rounds, we've got a pretty crazy 2 rounds to come. Road Atlanta next week, and then Chicago to finish.
Yeah, Chicago is going to be it, I reckon.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
Get a few laps in and get the practice in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, awesome night. Thanks again to SRW, and I should probably thank some sponsors, I guess.
Go for it, mate.
West End Motor Group, Infinity Designs, DC Shades, Battery Warehouse, Ellie Beach, and Precision Sim Training.
Awesome. Well done again tonight, mate. It's another great result for you and the Fishy Boys in what's been a tough week. So
yeah,
stay together, mate.
Race ready, and
boys. Yeah, race ready. Always,
yeah,
mate.
Awesome, mate. Yeah, thank you very much.
No worries at all, mate. Go well during this next week. Get around the rest of those fishy boys as they get themselves ready for the final round of Scops. And we look forward to seeing you next week at Road Atlanta, mate. Well done.
Yep. Thanks, boys.
Awesome, and that was our third place for tonight in this endurance race, Matt Whitaker. We'll grab Jamie Davis in. Jamie, mate, well done. P2 tonight. You managed to get that on the last lap. Confirm yourself into that second place. It was a great drive from you from the start, and you had pace to burn, it looks like, just not quite enough to catch Dylan in the end.
Thank you very much. I was on the back foot since the top 10, so was just trying to try and get as far up the front as I could.
You did that very well, mate. You had just had too many cars in between you at some stages, but to get where you did in that last lap, get that move done, was it difficult to piece together moves around here just with the draft, or was it sort of more, I'll just sit in the draft, use it into turn 4 or use it into turn 12 and then just get the move done?
Well, a couple of moves were easier than others, but I was trying to decide if they were fuel saving, going to lift out, brake early and whatnot. It was just a guessing game, and just didn't want to shunt anybody up the rear end thinking that they were going to brake at the marker.
Were you doing much to save yourself, or were you pedal to the metal and just see where you popped out?
First stint I was pedal to the metal to try and catch up to the top 3, then fuel save the rest. And then pretty much the rest of the race for me was flat out, especially after the damage with hitting Jace on pit entry. That ruined my aero after the first off. So.
Yeah, that looked like the standard, supercars bump the guy into the pit lane, hope that he gets a speeding in pit lane penalty. Not that was your intent, but that's the bit of gamesmanship that goes on. But unfortunately, you came out worse to wear on that one. We saw the damage, and we were a bit confused in the comms box, weren't we, ShiBBy, about where did his bonnet go? But it's it's still an outstanding race from you, mate. P2.
Definitely wasn't an intention to make him speed in the pit lane. I think he just got the 70 quicker than I did.
Yeah, mate. You're 4 points behind Matt Whitaker. It's Liam Tipping had a bit of an off night, so he's now another 35 points behind you. So sort of opening up to be a bit of a 2-horse race with 2 rounds to go. Road Atlanta next week for a 60-minute race. I'm sure you've done a little bit of racing around Road Atlanta in these cars.
Yeah, I love Road Atlanta. It's one of the tracks that I've sort of gelled with my driving style, so I'm hoping to get a podium there.
Don't hope for the podium, mate. If you think you can do it, you can definitely go for the win. That's
Racing's a funny game, though.
You're right. iRacing is a very funny game. I have plenty of friends who say the same thing and who have been in the midst of the iRacing dark hell at the moment. Look, Road Atlanta next week, Chicago to finish the season. 2 action-packed races, I'm sure, to come. Hopefully, you've got enough time to practice throughout this week to get yourself right up there towards the front, even though you've got that natural pace that we've seen all season. I'm sure it doesn't go without a fair bit of effort along the way. So go well with your practice this week. I'll give you a chance now to thank all those sponsors that keep AutoServe Racing doing what they're doing.
Thank you for AutoServe, Wins, all my supporters are watching the stream and watch me live. Commentators, series runners, competitors, it all wouldn't happen without everybody.
Awesome. Well done again tonight, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing how this championship plays out over the next 2 rounds. So go well, good luck, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much, fellas. Hope I'm talking to you next week.
Absolutely, mate. P2 tonight, Jamie Davis there. And we'll grab, I think ShiBBy and I will say, our driver of the day, just from how dominant the performance was tonight. Dylan DeBono. Dylan, mate, well done on the win. That was, I think ShiBBy and I will both say it together, that was the most dominant performance we've seen in a single round of SRW that we've seen in the AMS ever. So well done tonight, mate. lots of out front by yourself. Were there thoughts in the back of your head coming into that final couple of laps, like just bring it home, no risk or anything like that? Was it just you just had the pace?
Yeah, I think it was all sort of set up in that first sort of stint. You know, I was I sort of learnt early on that if you look after the tyres early, you'll get a big gain at the end. And while I was doing that, it was also sort of saving a bit of fuel. So to have I think it was a 6-second gap by the end of the first stint, I sort of knew I could push harder with the 5 laps to go fuel and make that gap a bit bigger. So coming into the last stint, I actually just put a bit more fuel in just to make sure I didn't run out. So yeah, I was just trying to limit the amount of risk in those last 5 laps and yeah, just get the job done.
Yeah, mate, you did your fastest lap the fastest lap of the race, I think, on lap 31. So it was the lap, the full lap after you came out of the pits for that final stop. So your pace was unreal. Your consistency. I'm just looking at your lap times now. 7.1, 7.2, 7.5, 7.7, 6.9, and then it was just all 7s, apart from pit stops. So your consistency tonight was absolutely unreal. And that really gave you that gap that you needed to reduce that threat behind. We thought you were doing, obviously you were doing a whole bunch of save of the tyres and a fuel early on in those stints just to hold that gap at a safe. It was sitting around a 4-second gap for most of that first stint. And then you just started to stretch your legs after that. So yeah, it goes exactly by what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You said earlier at the end of the top 10 shootout that you were stoked with that lap in the shootout. Are you equally as stoked with how the race went on the whole?
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with that. You know, coming into practice, man, I was struggling to get even into the 207s. And yeah, I just bolted the setup Dougie gave me, the master again. And you know, the first couple of laps of the race there, like, those boys were fast behind me. And I was sort of thinking, man, maybe I don't have the pace of these guys, you know, but I just stuck in there, you know, kept doing my consistent lap times and, yeah, so it just paid off at the end, I guess. So, yeah, going back to what you're saying, I think this is probably just a little bit better than the top 10 shootout. It was good to get the pole, but to then convert it into a race win, by 10 seconds as well is even better.
Yeah, that was an absolutely outstanding performance, mate. So well done again. You'll see it in the review show when it comes out, hopefully later this week. But we were talking about just your consistency and how much confidence you must have gotten from your achievement in real life racing. Do you think that plays a big part in your form across all the series this season in particular? The confidence that you get from that second place in the championship in New South Wales XL? Yeah,
obviously I learned a lot in this past year of XL racing, just how to manage, the people you're racing against and knowing the people you're racing against as well. And I've sort of brought that into my sim racing as well. But then the other thing is taking out of the sim racing is, just being consistent, trying to work on consistency in the simulator, which also then helps out in the real world sort of stuff, just being consistent, hitting your marks every lap, and just trying to stay in the same 10th as what you've been doing for the last laps, Yeah,
well, awesome job tonight, mate. That consistency is really showing. A bunch of good results in the other series. And now another race win here. It's a great result for you. You're slowly getting your way back up through the championship. You're sitting at the moment. You're now sitting in 6th. You're only 135 points behind the guys in front. So a couple of good results to go your way, and you'll be right back in the thick of it. So go well for the next 2 weeks.
I think those points. I just had a look at them. I think the points need a bit of adjusting because I think they're off the heat when we do heat racing. Those points.
Yes.
Yeah, so they just need adjusting because Darren Crosby didn't show up tonight and he's still sitting in fourth, so I was a little bit confused by that.
No. That's a very good point. We'll get the team onto that, but you will have jumped up then quite a few. You'll be a lot closer to the guys above in the end anyway. So, watch out in the in iRacing in the league to check where the points are, and we'll post some updated points once we get those resolved during the week. We'll get Greggy onto it. But well done again tonight, mate. As I said, most dominant performance. And you said that Dougie Gowans was the master once again. So I'll give you a chance to thank all of your team and all your sponsors to keep Velocity running and to keep you driving as fast as you do.
Yeah, thanks to, as you said, Velocity Sim Lab. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Tyler, Doug, all the guys, Cam, Caleb, Matt, Gerard. They keep the team going day in, day out. Original Digital Design, Hit a Race YouTube, and Pedal Suspension.
Awesome. Well done again tonight, mate. 2 rounds to go, Road Atlanta and Chicago, and they're going to be absolutely crazy races, I'm sure, with some great racing across the entire field. As we saw tonight, there were some great battles. And you were just right at the front of the field the entire race, flag to flag, the whole kit and caboodle. Well done, mate. Dominant performance. You're round 7. And that's that, ShiBBy. Absolutely unreal performance by Dylan. I can't say it enough. That was absolutely dominant from him tonight.
Yeah, definitely was, mate. Couldn't stop him. Raced it from start to finish. And it was his race from the beginning, wasn't it? So again, huge congratulations to Dylan for taking out just an unstoppable win tonight. Massive thanks for everybody for joining us out there. Watching the broadcast tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you on board. Of course, a massive shout out to all the other drivers that got out here tonight and put on this phenomenal show here at Road America. We definitely wouldn't have this amazing broadcast without all of our amazing drivers in the SRW League. Thank you, Preach, for joining me again on this Tuesday night. We're going to wrap this broadcast up so we can both get some well-deserved rest by saying stay safe and race hard.